Everybody, and welcome. We have just a very short amount of time till we go into the first round. But quickly, I'm Germ. That's Smiley. Oh no, your camera moved a little bit. Now I've got you like slouched down. I'll have to recrop you. It's fine.
Oh, yeah.
We're here for the Clan Wars Season 17 semifinals. There's two matches tonight. Mahou versus ASTER is first. We will have CRAKD versus Teach in a little bit. It is a best of 9, I believe. Correct, Smiley?
Yes.
Best of 9, and we are starting with PROK here. We've got the map pick bands and stuff, but yeah, we're gonna get ready to go into this really quickly. We'll get into a little bit more of it in between the next rounds. But yeah, thank you guys all for joining us.
Thank you guys all for joining us.
And also, Smiley has a cool hat on.
True.
So yeah, this will be deciding. Tomorrow night will be the finals, and we'll see who is the top North American team. And yeah, it looks like we're going in right here. Give me just 1 second as I tab back to my tanks client, and then I have to remember I have to make sure I do the observer thing.
True. What is the server keys again?
That's a good question.
Thank you.
Mahou bringing 3 Badgers, a Mana Core, double Super Conqueror, double V's or 5 VZ, and then 4 IS7s. And what are ASTER bringing?
ASTER is bringing. Oh, what is the team flipping keys?
Oh. Oh shoot, is mine correct? Yeah, mine's correct, I think.
Is it shift?
Oh, go to your DMs with Viral, because Viral sent it to you last week.
Yeah.
As I tried to remember the unlocking the camera. It's Z, I believe. As we see here with the initials going out. Sorry about that really quickly, guys. As we panic to get things going. Sorry, it's sometimes a little bit iffy on our end as we do all of this. And actually, something has gone wrong with this. There we go. All right, so you can see Mahou in the blue making a play. In the north, they are on, I believe, defense first, but I will double check all that. We have our map pick and bans. A lot of IS7s being brought. You can see it's actually aggressive play coming down the 2-line. E5s, EVRs are coming in. They're going to go straight in for Mike in the bull. Just tax does not connect his shot for damage onto Mike's IS7. The E5s and double IS7 are continuing down the 2 line. They're going to run into a double Badger, though, as the Badger's getting a lot of punish out. Logan going down to 1,200, and he's all the way in the back of this push.
Oof, EBR goes down by 0. Mike getting pushed here. ASTER doing a really interesting 2-line push with E5s, of all things. E5s and IS7s. Gape up there in the corner. And the Badger getting some shots off. Also, 0 getting some shots off. That's a lot of DPM in that corner. 2 Badgers? That's hard to push into.
Yes,
like
Slackman has gotten really far ahead of his teammate. He's just going to try to get a pass behind Z-Best and make him turn. He's getting out a lot of damage in that Badger. And just as he arrives, you can see that the VZs for Mahou are hanging out in that 5-line dip, in that 5-line finger. Meanwhile, the tanks have come off the hillside in the south. They're down fighting a K0. Z is kind of stuck here. He's not taking too much damage. Though Slacking is penning another one. They do get the track, and now when Narrow and Slack get behind him, it should be done, and they just need to make sure that no one else takes too much damage from him. Goes down to a 1-shot.
Yep, and 0 is going to go down.
As you can see, Flex is all the way down to the south, and is VC with Big Brother, and your mom's a boy? Your mom's boy. Okay. Sometimes I've got to remember not to maybe read some of these names before the battle, but your mom's boy. Anomaly down to a 1-shot in his Super Conqueror for ASTER. Mahou up commanding 6,000 HP.
6,000 HP.
Trade was not particularly great for ASTER, but they did get rid of the Badgers.
The initials happened so fast. I didn't really keep track. I was trying to figure out how to
change my speeds, but
yeah.
my number keys are switching character tanks, and I thought that the numbers sped you up.
Shift 7.
Shift the numbers. Okay.
Hey.
Now I understand. Sam.
We're remembering different things, and that's good.
Yes, sorry about the camera work at the moment, everyone, as I fly on over to the center of the map. It's harder than it actually looks, I know, and now Mahou just hanging out, relaxing. U2 in his EBR going back to the north. And an interesting thing about Mahou, the only light tank they brought was, of course, you guessed it, Knight Rider in the Manticore. Favoring a lot of those light tanks. He likes to play the T100, he likes to play the Manticore when he just wants that specific vision game. And doing it again here, not opting to go for kind of the generic meta of bringing a couple of EBRs. Oh, for rules sets as well, guys, I'm sure you're kind of surprised by some of the tank choices because, for example here, what do we not see?
Well, I think what you're trying to get at is we don't see reward tanks.
That is correct. There are no chieftains on PROK. Cannot believe it. No 279s. Yeah, no reward tanks are allowed in this format. There are still EBRs, of course. That's the only difference from the other league that we casted before in 6-on-6. But EBRs in 15-on-15 I think are perfectly fine and legitimate. But it makes for some differences in the meta when you cannot bring chieftains in particular, as well as 907s and 279Es. It changes things up a little bit, and things like IS-7 see a lot more use when you don't see chieftains, and even things like VZs, which are still good in Clan Wars, even when chieftains and stuff.
So
are
left
around,
is defense, right? So Mahou's on defense. Okay.
Yeah, I think so.
I'm pretty sure North has always been defense on PROK. We know that just from the 6v6.
And ASTER wouldn't have done a two-line push into multiple.
Yeah, if they were on a
Defense, you're correct.
Yeah.
So,
That would be hilarious. We push on attack on PROK.
I mean, not the
Magic,
craziest
part of the
thing.
offensive strategy.
Yeah. So U2, half HP while Knight in the Manticore, the one, the only Knight 1 Rider, chilling out in middle, actually sneaking up to some bushes. I think he's looking actually to pick Anomaly. If he kills Anomaly here, that's good because that's getting rid of the eyes of ASTER. It looked like he tried to pick him and then was like, I could play a little bit safer here. But
you can see 15-minute timer, so it is normal Clan Wars. That is a long time. When you start playing some of the other formats and you have 10-minute games or 8-minute games, 15 minutes starts feeling like an eternity, and Mahou are in a commanding position here. Maybe they don't even realize exactly how much of an HP advantage they have, but they probably do at this point. They've had enough talking. It's like, guys, we're just like up so much, and there's really not a threat here. We're getting a little antsy at times, but we don't have to do anything. And look at that, Knight he's going for the little peek. And he does get the kill, and he's going to try to get safe. He is, of course, spotted. He takes a couple of volleys. He goes down 397. Was it worth it? Maybe.
I think
he's alive, so I think it's worth.
I think it's worth it. He's alive. They're on defense. They're still up 4,000 HP. And it's really hard for them to kind of... I think that was actually a good pick. The biggest reason...
If he died, I would say it's not worth it.
Right. But I think that was a good pick because it's going to make them... It's allowing people like Jupe and Big Brother to kind of stay actually poked up a little bit easier. And then it's also going to... basically... ASTER lost their eyes. South. You know? Except for all my homies hate Ma. Okay.
I see him right there at the center of my screen in the distance. I'm seeing him too. Yeah, hey, Ma. Yeah, that's him. I'm over at Troy in the bowl, and ASTER is taking their time. I mean, they're down so much, and they may just be saying, let's just.
Well, this is probably it's going to be a desperate E-line push, most likely.
Yeah, it's gonna have to be something like that, and it's not gonna work, but they should try. It's kind of the benefit of everyone's been in those games where you're just gonna lose, and you know you're gonna lose, but you just have to eventually throw down the chips, and the externals are gonna start leading the charge here, and they're gonna do exactly what Miley Damas predicted. It's going to be a desperate E-line play.
And here we go. Here is the E-line play with the external leading his other IS-7 going down. Troy taking a shot, 510. They are also pushing simultaneously on the A-line. So it's
How's
actually
External not taking damage on this for so long. Hiram died so quickly, but External was just bouncing shot after shot.
shot.
But even so, now he's not bouncing, and he does go down. Logan is
And look
down
at this
on the
firing line on the 6th line. It's insane. You got big guns, demonic, Vova, big brother, just all firing into Troy. Troy actually, I think, only took one 510 shot. But the problem is now, I mean, the tank difference and the HP difference, this is basically ASTER's loss. But it is only the first of many battles to come.
Yes.
So just going by off of kind of what you know, do you have any questions about ASTER or anything like that? I know a little bit.
Any questions about ASTER? Well,
Yeah.
I've been in it for a little while.
Well, you're in it right now?
I'm in ASTER still. Yes, I am. I haven't really done much Clan Wars stuff, though, since the last campaign for the Caro. Like, what?
Right.
That wasn't quite a year ago, was it? Maybe it was a year now. I think it was a little less than a year. Could be wrong. But I got my tank.
Nice. Oh, and
But
here we
yeah,
go.
ASTER's,
We're actually going to see a Mahou push. They're going to finish it off and make sure all the tanks are dead.
Just the last couple people
Yeah.
to finish off. Looks like Flounder gets the kill in his Badger Knight, picking up U2 on the other side. And just your boy, all my homies hate Mahou. It's not it's Mahou.
Is it really?
That was what his name is. Yeah, okay.
What a good name. That's his full name? That's hilarious.
That was his full name, Smiley. Oh gosh, I just saw it on the kill cam right at the end. I was like, oh, okay. Yeah.
Nice.
So, Mahou, though, maybe the homies hate Mahou, but Mahou is winning and take an early 1-0 lead against ASTER.
Mm-hmm.
Checking the post-game stats really quickly, you can see Flounder in his Badger 4,300 damage, 3 kills.
Yes, the post-game
Wow.
stats.
Z getting out 3,600. Z, one of the first tanks and only tanks to die on the side of Mahou, but still did 3,600 damage. Still did more damage
Correct.
than anyone on
Yeah, I
ASTER.
mean, he received that push. Him and Yape received that push, and they did a really good job. It looks like Yape got taken down a lot more earlier than Zero, because Zero is like on the red line, right?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, Yape was
But-
the forward guy.
Yeah. But boyfriend able to get 3,400. He shot 24 times, hit 14, hit 9. Looking at Flounder, he shot 33 times, hit 17, pen 10. And that's all you need is 10 pens to do 4K. Let's see. You're right. All my homies hate Mahou is his name.
Yeah. And I updated my other score sheet. So really quickly, we've got just a few seconds before going to the next round. I wanted to tell you guys. So first, we're seeing PROK, correct? Just saw PROK, and I believe we will see it one more time here real quick as they'll play each side one time. Then we'll see Serene Coast, followed by Sand River, then Lakeville. If it goes to a tiebreaker, it will be Himmels, Dorf, and Team A will be defense. Yep, it'll be Mahou on. They won the tiebreaker coin flip, so they will be defense.
Right.
If it does go to a tiebreaker, just in case anyone was curious about the maps that we will be seeing here. But yeah.
Cool.
So anything else we should talk about these rule sets that we missed at the beginning?
I don't think there's any big rules. No reward tanks. So if somebody readies up, like a chief, bye-bye. I think that just
Chieftains, they're
counts as a
out.
loss. Yeah.
They're out. They get a 3-day ban. I don't make the rules. It's just the way the rules are. They get banned. They get all their gold taken away. However much that is.
Uh-oh.
20 seconds on the clock.
Yeah.
Let's
We gotta
see.
remember
Clock
to
attack
remind
for
each other
Mahou.
to ready up too. That's important.
Oh, yes. And I did ready up. Okay, good.
Nice.
Yes. Did you
Nice.
ready up?
Yeah, I readied up.
There you go. And we've got, it's one thing again to win proc defense, especially in
Mhm.
Clan War style format, but proc attack's difficult. But Mahou were just very clinical in the last round. They were just
Ooh, clinical. I love that word. They were meticulous. Ooh.
they were badgering the opposition. On the
Yeah.
front
So
quite
what are
heavily.
Yeah, I think that. So, what are our? I guess we should predictions.
Oh, we're in the
We are in battle.
game. Okay, let's do the tank lineups real quick. Then we'll
Yeah,
do predictions.
go ahead.
So Mahou bringing 2 VZs, 3 CSs, like 6 IS7s, 2 STBs, an EBR, and a Manicore. My God.
Let's go.
ASTER bringing a whole bunch of IS7s, some Super Conquerors, STER, 2 EBRs, and 1 CS. Good idea on predictions. I actually don't know. I would say Mahou should win, right? But by how much? I don't know. I'll say Mahou will win 5-1.
Doing some mid runs. It looks like U2U might do a deep run here on the 2 line in his EBR. Oh, and he meets an adversary, Zodman.
Meanwhile, Just Hack's going very aggressive into the
Demonic and ooh, and their EBR goes
U2's
down.
Oh no, that is a really bad thing. And you can see this is a very aggressive ASTER play here. They are
Very
coming
aggressive.
in.
Oh, Just Hack's also coming over on the EBR. Also getting
This is
absolutely
like
blasted by
IS7s are
HE.
They're dumping the 3 lines. But look at they're all going up and over, and they're gonna run into a lot of Mahou guns here. A lot of them. And
Vova
already
going
Vova
down almost
died.
instantly as a result of those IS7s. But they're running into so much in that corner. There's so much in that corner.
And
most
this
likely,
corner's gonna be free to move.
they
I
have to
think
push
they
out.
Called a bet. They thought that there wouldn't be a lot of tanks here, and there's more tanks here than their opponents. But they have to be careful.
They're counter pushing really hard. I don't know. I think this is actually in favor of ASTER though. Having all those
because
tanks.
they didn't dump in on the guns, and yeah, now they're just stuck. And they had CSs there too, and the CSs were like pushing the IS7s at the start, I believe, and they were planning to do a push, and they ended up staying for shots for maybe too long. HP's evening up. Down goes nuclear energy. Dodo is still alive, and now look at all my home. Like they've dumped up and over, and they didn't leave enough guns down on the K line to stop this crossfire. And yeah,
They need to
ASTER
dump in the. So Mahou needs to just all like put their boys in the bowl.
Yeah, because there's multiple STVs completely out of the fight. For
They just
Mahou.
need to. They need to keep on pushing and push through the E lane, and then they actually could potentially win this game. They just need to keep on pushing and push into those 2 super conks. If they do that, they could actually pick this up because of positioning.
The HP is slightly in favor of Mahou, but the guns are so heavily in favor of Mahou. ASTER
Correct.
has so few guns, but you're
And here
right.
they go.
These Super Conquerors have to die. They cannot
Yeah,
leave them
they have to die.
alive.
They couldn't stay there. They have to push over and kind of split the map.
And get towards their STBs, because their STBs now are
Then
getting down
Zodman
to
looking to
Super
pick
Conquerors.
the
Oh,
Sturm. A
anomaly.
really good pick if he actually manages to get that. The IS7's all trying to shoot him, but he actually manages to pick up the Sturf kill, which is huge.
Anomaly got perfect right there in the Super Arena. Not to pick it out. Troy will be the next to go down. And there's still a 1v1 in the corner at K2. 2 IS7s are face hugging on the weak side. And I don't know who's going to come out ahead. ASTER, though, down about 3,000 HP. And with these STVs arriving, I think it's all
Over. It
But
was
that could have
heavily.
been a lot. Like Mahou, I think should they complete because
I
don't
feel
think
like
they set up
Mahou-
much better for that push than they were.
Mahou was always gonna win the offside. They were always gonna win the 6 line over, but I'm really surprised ASTER didn't win the 2 line. I don't know if it was focus fire problems or something. I don't know if you noticed, but on my end, I watched like Yape was really late with Mahou. Like he literally couldn't push with all the other guys. What he ended up doing is he ended up like face hugging one of the IS7s, and then like he had 5 IS7s like trying to pen him, but they weren't going around. So like a couple of them were bouncing and stuff. It was kind of scuffed. I'm not gonna lie. Yeah. So it was like this one guy in the back like lived, and I think that kind of messed them up. When you do a really big IS7 push, because IS7 pushes are way different than Chieftain pushes, right? IS7 pushes are way different than 277s. They're way different than a lot of heavies that you come to mind, right? Because their DPM is so low. It is so low, especially with real lineups. Like real lineups, real competitive equipment for 15 on 15. You're not gonna, most likely, you're probably not running a rammer, especially if you're planning to push like that. You're probably running hardening, turbo, and like, yeah, maybe the third equipment is a rammer, but it could be
It
something
has
like
to be a rammer, though.
it could be a rammer,
Rammer,
or it could be
hardening,
grousers.
and then something.
You could be grousers.
It could be grousers and oh yeah, because turbo.
Because turbo grousers, you actually reach top speed.
Yeah.
And so they can just keep on going. And like, I'm telling you this, like, Knight makes people run that sometimes. You know what I mean? Like, he 100% makes people run that.
The only thing is the IS-7, the one thing it's really strong at, like, even if you get there a couple seconds later, is just as long as you can fight a little bit. And
but the thing is, focus fire is super important in IS-7s. I would say more important.
And Flex did 6K,
correct.
Dude.
Yeah.
My God.
You know who that is, right? Flex Air's Foch Jr.
Oh.
Yeah.
Okay. Of course he had to change. Oh, he had to change. Did he lose the Battle of the Foches?
No. They never happened. The Foches versus Golds. It never happened.
I thought it was, yeah. Oh, and don't forget to ready up as we get into the second map here really quickly, guys. It is going to be, what was it going to be? It is going to be Serene Coast. Now, this is a map I have not seen casted in a very long time. I don't know if I've ever actually casted Serene Coast.
Serene Coast? Whoa. I don't think I've ever casted it either. That's a weird map.
If I have, it's been a very, very, very long time. Now, without Chieftains, I mean, I presume we're going to see a bunch of IS-7s, probably an EBR on each side just to get that initial spot, but I'm not really sure. And Super Conquerors are also very powerful. We'll probably see a Sturv on each side, depending on how they're playing it. Maybe we'll see STBs. Because without Chieftains, you know, right? Like, the STB could, like, get to some of those positions relatively quickly.
So what's your prediction? I'm predicting 5-2 Mahou.
5-2 Mahou? I think I said 5-1 Mahou.
Okay.
No, I said 5-2. Wait, did I say 5-2? No, I think I said 5-1.
I think you said 5-1. Yeah.
But ASTER did look good there. Like, Mahou looked like they kind of hesitated. They hesitated a little bit with dealing with that, and it got very, 100%. Very close. But we'll see here. We're going into Serene Coast, a map that, again, I don't think anyone plays nearly as much. I mean, yes, you do play it in Clan Wars and stuff, but you don't play it nearly as much as PROK.
True.
And here
we are going into the next game.
Oh my God, I didn't predict this, though. I didn't predict this.
This lineup?
Oh, is it a turtle? Oh, no. It's Clan Wars. I forgot you can do this. Mahou bringing double VZ. 4 Badgers, 1 Manicore, double IS-7, 2 E100s, 2 Mice, and 2 Super Conquerors.
And ASTER bringing 10, 11, 12 IS-7s, 2 Super Conks, and an EBR.
I forgot. Like, the whole time that we were speculating Serene Coast, I was thinking of it like it was attack defense. Where I'm like, well, you can't just turtle. It's not like Mountain Pass you can turtle in the back. But it is. It is exactly like that because you absolutely, this southern part, actually, let's see.
Is there fog of war for the other team for you in
Oh, no.
I mean, like,
you see the map that I'm drawing on?
My
little dang. Well, you've got this H2 position. That's where tanks turtle at, and you've got this corner here at K8 where you can hide stuff, and then you can block up everything.
Right.
And realistically, they don't have to contest anything north of the D. Like, none of that even matters when they're on defense, and they're able to just block up these lanes. And look at what's... I think there's a nesting
this is weird.
Happening.
So, like, before I could see both teams, but I can't see Mahou. Does that make sense? Can you see both teams?
I can see both teams.
Oh, that's weird.
If you're locked on a... Oh, go back and make sure you unlock off the player before you free cam.
Lock? What do you mean?
Don't be, like, in first-person mode with them.
Yeah,
So spacebar after you're on someone.
Okay.
So that you can, like, free cam around them. Then click C and see if you can see everyone.
No. I think I might have pressed something that I shouldn't have.
Oh, no.
That makes sense.
Consult the spreadsheet. We have a spreadsheet of all of the commands that we can use. I try to stay away from doing too many things in Kabanga, and his IS-7 has pushed up pretty far here. And yeah,
That's
this is
tough.
a pretty traditional turtle. I'm not
Switch
gonna
teams
lie.
in battle. Change teams' colors.
Zodman in the Manicore taking a shot as he leaves that bush. He is going to get out. He may take one more for his trouble, but doubtful. And you can see here, this is what happens when you have a big, beautiful map like Serene Coast with all the beautiful terrain, all these interesting spots. In the end, if the base is behind a mountain and right next to where you spawn, and there's all of these easy to sit camping lanes, this is what you see happen. This is why, like, it's really important in map design, not just in World of Tanks, but anything else.
Right.
The base cannot be an easily defendable location. It needs to be exposed in some way. Like, you have to... It should be a thing where you have to push out from your base a little bit, not necessarily all the way across the enemy base, but you need to... You can't simply drive 20 feet in one direction and all of a sudden be in these entrenched, hold-down crossfire spots that can't really be dislodged. Because realistically, with nuclear in Mike's position at H1, there is nothing that can really dislodge it aside from pushing directly into it.
Makes sense.
And they can put 2 tanks there and then just sit this gun line of Badgers all staring at this corner. You can see
I wish I could see the Badgers, but I can't because they're not lit yet.
Oh no, they are all sitting on that, that traditional ridge. And yeah, if the enemy team tries to push towards nuclear at H1, they're just in for a world of hurt. Meanwhile, the other side is being guarded by a bunch of super heavies in a really narrow passage. Just that K6 area. How do you go about breaking a turtle on Serene Coast, Smiley?
Well, praying helps.
Praying? Okay.
Yeah, praying helps. I really don't know. I can't even remember the last time I played Serene Coast in Clan Wars.
Here's the problem with the attacking team is that they don't know what the defending team is going to bring. So this happens commonly in Clan Wars where you have to bring a lineup that doesn't lose. If like, what if, Mahou were bringing a similar lineup
that's another
to
one.
ASTER?
There's, they have Fog of War in game.
Okay.
That's another big one. Because remember you asked me? That's a big, huge one. They have Fog of War in game.
That
so
makes some changes on how they were playing their initials then.
So for me, only 3 tanks have been lit: the Manicore, a VZ, and an I7. That's all they know on their end.
So pretty much what they've deduced at this point, though, is it is the turtle strat. They don't know the exact guns where they are, but they're saying there's going to be some big beefy boys around these corners. Because if there's no way there's just a bunch of IS-7 sitting back. But if you're ASTER, you have to bring a lineup that, they have to be able to stop a fast lineup from breaking them. But
so you can see the whole ASTER team? That's so weird.
Yeah, I can see everyone.
Dude, Viral doesn't even know.
Maybe it's just something bugged out in this round.
Maybe. I can't remember if I saw both teams last game. I think I did. I don't know. Chat will probably
I've always
tell
seen
me.
it when I do tab. When you do tab, do you see both teams?
I mean, yeah. I can see, like, the vehicles picked and stuff. It's weird. I can see... I just can't see...
That is really weird. I mean, I could just, like, take a screenshot for you. Here's what I'm going to do.
I mean, I screenshotted it, I sent it to Viral, and he was like, I don't know. You know what I mean? So I was like, uh-oh. If he doesn't know...
I will send this to you, Smiley, as I look for where my screenshots are. Sorry, guys, you're just going to be looking at that for 1 second.
There's a huge push coming in.
Oh, it is.
Dodo leading.
Hey, we're back in. Dodo is leading it, and they are finding all of the mice and even hundreds. Thank you for warning me. Demonic takes the punish sea shields, but yeah. It's actually ASTER that has the upper hand here if these mice get too
The mice are turning sideways so they can't push through.
Oh, the wall.
Now every tank is lit for me. Now I can see the whole team.
That wall can serve just as well for ASTER as it does for Mahou.
Correct.
Look at that. Mahou is now pushing out on the 2 line. A lot of tanks are pressuring towards you guys. One of my homies is going to go down here in a moment. Logan will go down on this side. So all my homies dips down into the bowl, running free.
Cabango
Bongas.
on fire in his IS-7 on the 3-4 line as Fosh Jr. pushes up on the 1 line by himself, which is really interesting. The offside is playing really interestingly while there's this huge brawl. It looks like that they're flexing. Looks like ASTER is actually flexing north on the 5 line. They're actually taking some tanks out. They're trying to push that other opening there. While the Badgers are sitting on these rails, using the train cars as a hold down. Flounder actually might go down here. He came over and he's pushing really hard.
These Badgers and stuff, once they get strung out, they can be in a bad place. Like, you can see Nuclear, he's in an E100, and he's just a giant target when he starts poking up over this, and that could spell disaster for them, but Mahou still have a 6,000 HP advantage, and these ISMs are still going to have difficulty with someone. Look at Flounder. Yeah, Flounder's just like, hey, guys, I went too far. Down he goes to Vic Bookus. This is weird.
It's because it's Serene Coast. It's just like we just so not used to. I mean, obviously,
you know what?
neither of us
Mahou
play Clan
didn't
Wars
have
enough.
To do what they did.
Correct.
Mahou, they overreacted a little bit with their push in over here, but they technically didn't even have to do it. But they'll still win anyway.
I think
They were
that's
like, oh,
because
there's
you
all
have to
these
remember, Knight is the king of repushing unnecessarily. And I
Just
can say that
because, like-
because he's my caller. You know what I mean?
I say that it was like not necessary in the sense that, like, you know, they in the end I don't think that their tanks in the south, like, they weren't gonna lose anyway. So it's just kind of like, well, we're gonna stay here. Like, what are these I-7s gonna do? Push us? I don't think so. But it's not necessarily a bad call. Down go a couple more Aster tanks. It's down to 3,500 HP, and yeah, this is just the one thing that I dislike about Clan Wars, and this is why I like 2-cap systems, and why I like attack defense, and I think you do too, is because just on average, it's difficult to do this when you have 2 caps to defend.
Bro, I must actually. So, LFO said that if there's fog of war, we can only see the team that we spawn in with. So that means that you got like super lucky or something.
I've gotten it all rounds, so I can see everyone.
Yeah. Well, no. Now you can see everyone because everybody's lit. But if you got probably lucky this round where you could see everybody. You know what I mean?
I could see everyone, but
when they weren't
PROK,
lit?
I could see everyone too.
Yeah. No, on PROK I could see everyone too. I don't know. Maybe just been a little glitchy for me. Not a big deal though. I mean, Mahou was just camping in a corner and pushed out.
But definitely point it out to me, because sometimes if I'm saying something and it's like, can't see what the heck you're looking at, Germ, so why don't you go ahead and be a little more specific? Like,
Right.
If I'm just look like when
Yeah,
I was,
you were talking about Badgers, and I was
sitting-
like looking at the hotkeys.
People on Smiley Stream were like, "What's Germ looking at?" And then it's like Germ's viewers are
You're like, full Badgers.
He's literally staring at 4 Badgers in echelon on a hill.
Yeah, you were like, there's 4 badges. There's 4 badges. They're right here. I'm like, what? What is he talking about?
Like, they look so beautiful. Oh,
I was like, I'm literally looking at it in
Can you see
EBR,
Z
running around the map.
in his Badger.
I'm like looking at U2, hoping that he just like YOLO scouts so he lights the whole team
But
for me.
you see Z, and Z doesn't see him. Z and his Badger with 3 marks just driving casually past, the capping out. And Aster, the EBR is just doing the thing where it's over. He did it. He was just, I think, bleeding time so that Aster could probably have.
They're probably coming up with strats and stuff.
Yeah.
You know, they're like, okay, we're down 3-0, but we're gonna be on defense next. Let's do what they did, but better.
And with no art, well, not no arty, but like with the arty changes, it's really difficult to dislodge a turtle. It was difficult to dislodge turtles like that even when you had arty before, to be honest.
Right. Correct.
Oh, I still have not played any games. I want to open my Christmas. She's Smiley.
You're what?
I want to open my boxes.
Oh, you got boxes?
I've got a bunch of boxes to open. I want Arnold Schwarzenegger for Christmas. We look here, Flex Bosch Jr.
Oh, well, you're not going to
4K
get him. You
damage.
have to play the game to get Arnold. Yeah, that's
I
right.
just have to play. Vova also. Look at
have to
the
play
two
the game.
VZs. 4K damage each. Jupe right behind him, 4K. Knight, 4K. I mean, it's just very nicely done, and
Yeah,
only a
it
couple
was.
guns going down.
I mean, if they lost a camp, ugh, could you imagine the embarrassment? Especially Serene Coast, because I do not even think that that's like. Is that even normally in the map rotation? I'll
It
probably.
used to
I'm
be back
saying
in the
that.
day.
I'm
I
saying that
played it quite
because
a bit in Clan
people.
Wars back in the day, and
Yeah,
it
yeah,
was
yeah. Back in
not
the day,
particularly.
100%.
And it was not something that was.
I'm just saying that for like the 10-minute delay, so that like half my chat goes, "Yes, Smiley, you just don't play Clan Wars. You're boomer," or something like that.
There's a reason why it's not in the rotation
Right.
very often. Is because I did play it back in the day, and it was not pleasant.
Right.
Not pleasant at all. And even I remember in like landing style tournaments that you would have or encounter battles,
Mhm.
you could turtle either side, sort of. And so when you had to like slog through teams that were just all turtling against you because they knew they couldn't beat you normally, it was really,
Right.
it was like playing Mountain Pass, like encounter battles over and over again. You're just like, ugh, seriously, like it's another E100 mouse turtle in a corner. Definitely don't forget to ready up. We got 1 minute, and Mahou again leading 3-0 after this battle, or not after this, but after this match. We still have more for you guys. We will be seeing CRAKD Teach play after this to fight the winner of that. We'll fight the winner of this tomorrow in the finals. Find out who is the North American Season 17 champions.
Oh, really good question. Somebody asked, "Can you explain why the IS-7 is a non-chief heavy choice?" What do you think? I think of speed.
Choice?
Yeah, I think of speed and turret armor. Speed
Yeah,
of turret armor, a push potential, especially with the field mods, because it has breakthrough heavy field mods. It gets an insane amount of HP.
Yeah, the HP in particular, and its
It's like
ability to still bounce stuff. Like a 277 is just not going to bounce, for example, and it's going to be a lot less HP.
And with the field mods, it goes over. It can go like 60 something, I think.
Yeah,
like,
and
pretty
you start thinking of
reliably.
things that shoot heat, and you have to deal with things like, say, Super Conquerors if they're in a push situation. Not that the i7 is powerful against Super Conqueror, but the heat on things like a 277 is really weak against a Super Conqueror if you have to kind of be jack of all trades in that. And we actually are in the next game, but yeah, I think it's just reliable and flexible.
Oh wow, that is that's a lot of arty.
Mahou. 3 Badgers, 1 EBR. 4 Badgers, 1 EBR. 3 CGCs, a VZ, and a bunch of IS-7s. And then ASTER is bringing like the same lineup they brought last time, like just a bunch of IS-7s and a couple VZs and stuff.
Correct.
Now I have Fog of War.
Yeah.
What about you?
Yeah.
Okay. Well, there
Viral
we go.
said we can try restarting the client.
Oh, is that what it is? Okay.
Maybe. I don't know. If LOF says that there's no workaround, I'm guessing there's no workaround, and you just got really lucky that third game.
It was in 3 rounds in a row, I think.
True. I mean, the first 2, I definitely did not have Fog of War. I was seeing everybody because I was watching the initials, and I actually switched between both teams' EBRs. So maybe we could just try restarting the client.
I was able to switch to the other team before. Was the difference like in this mod before? But I cannot see ASTER this round, and oh my god, I can see the little add-on. I can see the down arrows. It's been so long.
Oh, that's hilarious. You could switch to the arty, like, now since, like, for example, demonic got lit first, you could switch to demonic and then switch to the arty, and all you see is just nothing. Arty's OP. They're invisible now. Invisible artillery.
Perfect shot going out for 370 on Kabunga. And of course, there's no need to worry about counter battery because the enemy did not bring artillery. Although I guess in Fog of War, they don't necessarily know that.
But this is actually really interesting. I think we actually need to talk about this.
Look at these IS-7s. These gonna go down here first.
Oh wow! Look at these IS-7s. I was gonna say that Mahou was on attack, but they ended up going on defense because ASTER saw 3 arty and said no.
I think ASTER just saw, like, we're just going to play aggressive right from the beginning, and they also brought ECR to give scouting information, and they just went for it. And yeah, probably the artillery too, where it's just like, yeah, we're just going for it. And ASTER up almost 10k HP. Maybe Mahou doing a little too much, moving too fast. Or they were thinking, hey, they'll be turtle and we're just going to bring 3 arty and bomb them out.
I think they thought they're going to turtle harder. And yet, you'll have to remember, there was fog of war. So what ended up happening is the 3 arty probably did a volley, and people call out, especially during fog of war, people call out artillery. Like, that's 1 arty, that's 2. They have 3 artillery, and then it was just like, and then the caller was like, push that, you push this.
And this is what I was saying about ASTER's lineup in the previous round was they had to bring a lineup that could stop, for example, what ASTER just did here from their attacking side and try to crack the turtle, but they weren't able to crack the turtle with that lineup. But here, Mahou tried to bring the lineup that just cracked the turtle, but they didn't win against just generic, we're going to send a lot of IS-7 somewhere and see if we can kill them. They were too greedy with bringing 3 artillery, and they just weren't able to stop that push at all. And ASTER are going to get their first victory in really decisive fashion. But Mahou may just chalk it up and go, it was Serene Coast.
So I'm going to...
I didn't expect to see that.
Yeah, I'm going to try restarting the client, because maybe we get lucky.
I will try that too. I don't know if I'm going to be able to get back in time, though.
What? What do you have? Like a 2...
I don't have it on my SSD.
Oh, wait, you don't have the NA client on your SSD as well?
No, I did, and I don't now.
Oh, no. It's too... Well, if you ready up and close it, I'm pretty sure...
I'll just chill and wait, maybe. We'll see. Yeah, it's 2 minutes. I could maybe do it.
No, 100% if you ready up, you go in.
Okay, then I'll ready up.
And so now it is 3-1, correct?
Correct.
Yeah.
It is 3-1. I'm exiting and going to restart really quickly. Should have enough time. I thought that it was just a 2-minute timer on the games, but no, this should be enough time. And now we will be leaving Serene Coast, and we are going to Sand River. Now, we're back on a map that I think a lot of the players are comfortable with.
Yep,
and
a lot of the players know are comfortable with.
Yeah, played a bunch. And I think Knight also really likes this map. I feel like he's liked it for a long time.
True. I don't know who's calling for Aster. Kabali?
Who? Sorry?
Never mind.
I didn't hear you.
Oh, hold on. I'll just ask Honey Badger.
Maybe it's all my homies from
Hopefully I get in time. I know you said that, but now
I'm synchronizing now.
Me too.
My US Central did a little exclamation point, so that has me nervous. We will see here in a moment. Takes a while to synchronize, doesn't it? My God. It's because this has every tank in the game.
Right.
Oh boy, please get in.
Updating garage. Oh, I got in. It's still readied up, so you're good.
Okay, how long?
Yeah, I was still readied up, so you're good. So even if you come, like it'll bring you into the game. Because I asked somebody one time.
Yeah, I think that I'm okay. It's long.
You have 25 seconds.
Updating garage. Come on, baby. Aha, we're in and we're good. Whew. All right, 8 seconds. That took some time. These press accounts have every tank in the game, and that takes a long time to load.
Correct.
I will switch scenes in a moment as soon as the battle loading finishes. And oh, I think I may still have Fog of War. We'll see in a moment.
We will see in a moment. The countdown counts down. What? Anyways, the tanks for Mahou. Oh, they switched again for me.
Mahou, a bunch of I-7s. Looks like 6 of them. 1 Badger, 3 Super Conquerors, 3 VZs, a Sturf, and a Manticore.
Correct.
Aster,
and
What? A bunch of 7s and what else?
Yeah, a bunch of 7s, 2 crons, 277, a super conch, 2 CSs, and an EBR. And it looks like I still have Fog of War.
I do too. It was all for nothing. That's okay.
Wicked. It's the part of the experience, chat. It's part of the experience.
Yeah, you can kind of look at it.
So
as
just follow
what
your
would you do in
EBR.
these situations.
My EBR is gonna. My EBR is better than your EBR.
I have Knight.
Oh, true. You have a Manicore. You have Knight, the Knight 1 Rider.
The Knight 1 Rider, indeed, with all 20 of his shells on his very oversized gun.
So for those of you wondering, Knight 1 Rider is the one calling for Mahou, and it has been confirmed that Kabali, his in-game name is Kabango, is calling for...
Kabali.
Kabali.
Oh, well, that makes sense that he's now Kabango, but if you're going to name change it, going from Kabali to Kabango is not a... I mean, that's not a big change.
See, I love Sand River because it's such a fast-paced map. Everybody's lit now. What Fog of War? Right?
Yeah, and a very aggressive play, taking
Very
the ice
aggressive
all
play.
the way into the south from Mahou, but look at the split U2, Shizu, Hyron are here, and Z is in his Super Conqueror trying to live as long as he can. He will go down in a moment, but look at the damage. Hyron is down to 650. Z puts one more into him. He will be a one-shot before he
Z is
does.
actually going to get him. He's actually going to be able to pick up that
Hyron
kill.
on the he does, just barely gets him. Very nicely done, and now Big Brother's coming in. Demonica's going to back him up, and they're just going to clean this up really fast. These tanks in the north are just kind of caught without anything
Demonic
to do
coming
yet.
in.
Yoda's
He's going to
leading. They're
finish
trying
off
to get in.
U2. It's just like, is this slowly turning into this interesting, like, people just dropping into the middle continuously? Dodo has come on their team. Demonic came from Mahou. Flounder is now coming in.
More and more as it keeps Demonic taking a bunch of damage. And
Slack actually on fire. Flounder choosing to make sure that he dies by a shell instead of the fire. Now looking
HP
for...
really even. Vova!
It's
Vova!
Vova getting absolutely,
Stayed too long.
unfortunately, shot by multiple IS-7s.
Yeah, look at
Now,
the Logan.
Knight 1 Rider actually in a very, very tough spot there in a Manicore.
Yeah, ASTER are gonna dump on these 3 tanks. They're gonna
100%.
consolidate everything they can, and they're gonna try to leave Fred, Denial, Zom,
It looks
and
like
all those I-7s out of the fight.
Shizu Delta is definitely going to go down before they can take...
The cavalry gets there.
Ooh! He tried to ram the Manicore, but he didn't get away with it.
They go for a lot more rims. They have to get away from being
Oh,
shot by the
Kabali
I-7s
looking to
from
pick
the
up the
other side.
Manicore kill. You're... Big Gun's on fire!
And they're
This
still
was the
taking damage from
weirdest.
these I-7s from
This was
range,
the
but
weirdest Sand River I've ever seen in my life.
It's
a
very
whole bunch
they're in
of.
awkward numbers in certain locations. Look at Zaman.
Yeah.
Zaman's pushing in on the Kronwagen because I think he knows the Kronwagen is on reload. But there's going to be 2 Krons loaded in just a moment, and they're just going to clean him up. And he's just not with his friends. He is going to die here just a moment.
Mod check
There's
teammates.
Big Buck's clip. Oh, he bounces one. They do stay up high, and Victor takes a
And
lot of
Fred and
damage.
Mike
Wow.
coming into the bowl 4.5
God,
hours
the
late
death
to try
again.
to a bullfight again. The 15th bullfight this match. Looking to pick up Kabali here. Kabango.
Yeah, they both
External
have
looking
defended
to
shots.
assist his low HP ally. Doing a really good job. Actually, Mike ended up to sneak a shot. Fred
And the
bouncing a shot off the
Kronwagen's
back of his
arrived, he's
turret.
getting some shots, but yeah, not penning, and they need to just don't worry about focus fire at this point. They just need to make sure Kabali and External need to make sure that they are getting shots out. And Kabali does go down. Now External
Yape
is probably
actually
the next.
ended up, by the way, Yape was like managing to kind of keep those I-7s back on the 0 line, which is why they kept on dumping into middle. This is a way closer than I thought it'd be. The Krons are kind of trying to
Yeah.
push middle too, but Mike and Fred are actually able to probably pick up External here really quickly, and they have all those TDs and plus Denial in the back. This is actually really interesting.
It's gonna be a late game kind of play here, and yeah, Yape and Nuclear are not particularly flexible, but just a 4-on-5, and I don't know if there's enough oomph or enough HP. Troy has 2K. He's trying to.
If Mike is able to freely go for Logan, then they're literally gonna free up a whole flank. and that'll
Yeah.
probably allow the Badger to flex.
He's gonna
Yeah, and
be
it looks
able
like
to
he
do it.
is.
They've
And there's a
left it
Badger.
in.
There goes the Badger. Once Logan turns, then the Badger gets to drive for free, and he's gonna try to help out. Ooh,
And the bounce on
Logan
Mike,
bouncing
too.
on Mike. Yeah.
Yeah, Mahou, I think, playing themselves out of a very kind of... I think they got the initial...
Logan bounced again, unfortunately.
Ooh, I didn't even...
Or maybe they both
Someone
bounced
else
each
even-
other.
Did they both bounce each other?
I think they
Oh,
both bounced each other. It was a... Oh, there we go.
There it is. And the EBR does not connect from far away. And yeah, that was very, very close. I thought that Mahou had it on the initial counter bull dump.
Oh,
but
and here
then
we go.
things
We get a
just sprung
push
out.
north. Or south, sorry.
Yeah,
They're
Troy
finishing
and
off denial here. But with that
Homie's-
stir, with nuclear in the
He's
stir,
just gonna, he's been free
I mean,
all game long.
all
Everyone
homies
going
hate
in that
Mahou
bowl,
going
he's been
down
shooting
to...
him. Every time someone goes in that bowl, he's been sitting around this area shooting the whole game.
Yep.
Oh, that was a cheeky pen there on Troy.
It's probably 350 stir vape PCR.
Yeah, that's exactly what it was.
The mantlet's
And
actually...
yep, he got the mantlet right there.
Yeah, I mean, it's just like, it's pennable. Like, I think it's
Yeah.
like, it's just hard. It's hard, but I think it's like 335 plus can just...
Yeah, just to the either side of the gun before you get to the mantlet. Yeah, it just can cut through it like butter. Except all the times it doesn't. But yeah, it's definitely a reason to not just sit stationary in a super conk. Not that Troy was, but for anyone wondering.
It's actually one of the main reasons why you're actually seeing a lot of IS-7s over a lot of super conks. Because, I mean, super conks can pen each other there. They're a lot slower, more prone to fires. A lot of people... So, if you actually go to Mike's loadout, this is what I was talking about. I told you. Look at Mike's loadout.
Speed governor, rations hardening, ground, and turbo. Yeah,
I told you. I told you. This is non-Clan Wars meta.
Yeah, I can understand the mobility if you're planning to use it for something really specific. I can understand it. It's just, it has to be specific where the timing really matters. But for this, they wanted to be able to get in the south on the K line as soon as possible, and it makes sense. Speed governors in particular, I think, are pretty much a default, and that's something the Russian heavies have that no other tank nation has, is to remove speed governor. A kind of meme back in the day. It was one of those kind of... It's a leftover of a bygone era when they were originally doing equipment and consumables. They were like, we'll give speed governor. This will be like a quirk of Russian tanks, right? Like, this was in beta even. But then, you know, as the game was evolving, it's like, yeah, it's basically pointless, right? And then now, with all these modules and the it actually is really important. There were some Gold League games where I brought a speed governor on certain vehicles, on particular maps like mines and stuff like that, just to get from point A to point B that much faster. But
Yeah. I mean, they did testing. Like, I remember going into a room one time, and they were like, whoa, it can go so fast. And I'm like, what are you guys doing? They're like, oh, we're just, like, going 65 in the IS-7. I'm like, what?
I think with the turbo and those modules in particular, I think the speed governor got a disproportionate buff. Is
Yeah.
what happened, yeah. Because just increasing the top speed, especially on these vehicles, yeah. Those things stacking, it's just percentage stacks.
Yeah.
That's a lot.
Because
percentage.
breakthrough heavy is 100% get +4 to top speed. And the IS-7 in general already had a insanely top speed that it could not ever reach.
It could never get to, yeah.
The Kronwagen's the same way. The Kronwagen is the same way. The Kronwagen was what? It's top speed, I think. A little pirouette there. He was trying to 720 no scope Fred, and it just didn't work out.
That's 4-1 Mahou. They're on match point. Another round on Sand River to come.
Another.
That was a weird game. And that was really action-packed for a while. And then the end game was really slow to finally close it out. But Mahou were in the driver's seat the whole way. But dang, that bowl of death Everyone going in the Sand River, and it was like in pairs. It's like every like minute, it was like 2 new people would show
Correct.
up.
It was the weird. I'm telling you, it was the weirdest game.
Told you he was farming all day. Everyone went in that bowl. They took 2 shots from Nuclear every time they did it. And Nuclear did almost 10,000 damage in his stirb. Wow.
Did he? No shot he did. Oh my goodness, you're right. 9,756, dude.
He was just sitting there.
30, 26, 24.
Even in the normal spot.
But look at that hit percentage. That's like what, 80-something% pen rate? That's insane. What's it? Who's good at math? What is
for more than 300 meters?
What's a 26, 24?
Ammo
What is that?
Near the end.
That's.
I don't know how many shells does a stirb take by default. I don't even know.
Isn't it 50 or 45?
Sounds. Yeah, maybe 40, 45, maybe 50.
24 divided by 26, which would be the percentage, right? That's like 92% pen rate. That's insane, dude. Like pen hit to pen rate.
Yeah,
that's crazy. I almost forgot to ready up. That was such an insane 9,700.
We still got a minute. We still got time, but yeah, that was.
And so now it is 4-1.
Yeah, and I think you also hit the nail on the head earlier about the question of IS7s and with the field mods and stuff. It is disproportionately affected by the new equipment and the field mods and things like Speed Governor more so than other vehicles, just by happenstance. It's not some Russian, but if anything, it's supplanted some of the other Russian tanks that would be used in its place. It's supplanted maybe Russian mediums. It's supplanted especially 277s because a lot of Clan Wars isn't always just flexing. It's point A to point B first. It's we're both going for this spot, cliff the middle, whatever it is, except not cliff the middle with the IS7s. But like, we're both trying to get there. And IS7s do a very good job of getting point A to point B. They just don't flex as well. And when they get there, they have, like Smiley said, more HP, an impenetrable turret pretty much, and just good armor profile.
True.
And that's what just makes it probably kind of the tank of choice, especially when you can't bring things like chieftains. Because an I-7 dealing with 279s is not fun. With that gun, it does not tend to perform very well. But hey, they aren't going to run into any 279s as we go into the potentially last battle of the first match set. ASTER need some help to get through this do or die time. Mahou bringing, it looks like, I'm counting 5 CSs, 1 Sturv, 1 VZ, and then, I think 8 IS7s. ASTER, bunch of IS7s too. I think 8 as well. Double Wheezy 5As.
Double 5As.
Yes, 277.
I'm guessing the 5A. The 5As are for gun depression. I don't know. Not really sure where they're going to be depressing at though. What is your guess?
Yeah, I'm unsure too. The only thing I can think of is if they're kind of that second line of the IS7 advance to be that.
So where are your
CS
CS going?
tank.
Where are your CSs going? Oh, whoa! What is going on here?
We've got a couple CSs going mid and most going south.
The 5As are actually on the F line, on the corner there. So they're actually going to have shots on all these IS7s. They actually got lit
external
here.
is now lit. Yeah. They will have to pen their shots through these gaps. Here comes the gap right here, and some shots going out. Zodman and Flounder taking a couple volleys.
I'm going to go on to Yape because this is going to be interesting as he pushes into
the IS7s.
We are going. This is not a drill. This is going to be an insane brawl of 8 versus 8 IS7s as Mahou takes a lot of bleed.
Die before he gets there. He's at 500 HP. No, he will survive. And now it's just, my God.
This is what you would call the Russian trek. The Russian trek. I can't even say it. The Russian traffic jam. Yes. IS7 Russian traffic jam.
Slack overexposing himself. They're taking a lot of punish for that poke.
Correct. Mahou down almost 5,000 HP.
Yeah, and now just getting small. I mean, as long as ASTER keep poking kind of silly into it and taking more punishment. There
This is where the comrades awkwardly look at each other's turrets. Hi, comrade. How are you doing today?
Vova penned a shot from really far away, and the EBR's taking the north, but those CSs from Mahou, I don't know
That's
if
such
you
a
can see
Vova
them.
thing to do. Happen.
Can you see the CSs now? Big Brothers. Z's down to a one-shot. Demonic and Juke are crossing and going after the EBR Fanta in the north. They're
Correct.
starting to gobble up, and Aster doesn't really have a good answer for this, and Bick goes down in the Wheezy 5A in the middle. External's down to 1K as he tries to escape. He'll probably
I'm watching
take one more shot of
Demonic and
damage.
Jupe chasing down that EBR. The EBR running for dear life. If Shizu gets lit here, he's definitely going to take it out next. And most likely, Demonic actually might have just lit him.
Oh, counter push happened. Aster is dumped over onto the IS-7s of Mahou. They are going in. Dodo is down. Knight is down. Hybron is down to a one-shot. He will go down next. He does die. And, wow, Yates dies too as my game lags for a second. As everyone does, same coming. Anomaly next. He goes down. Flex. Boach Jr. goes down. It's just one after the other. One dies on each side. Mahou now for the first time with the HP advantage and the positional advantage. Aster taking more and more punish. Logan is down. It's 2k HP. Down goes U2. It's close, but there's still 3 IS-7s alive for Mahou here. Now we'll go down, and down goes Flounder.
Now
Just
Perfect
hacks
is
it. Wow.
alone.
Yes,
The fact
he
that
is.
Perfect's
He's not
playing means that
completely
he's
alone.
probably molding sometimes when they lose.
Yeah, and Mahou. Hey,
I love hearing. I really love spectator mode because I love hearing the massive ping,
Oh.
but you can't see where they're pinging or why.
I think I somehow disabled it, and I don't know how. My audio settings, because I don't hear it.
Oh,
Or I turned
you
it down a lot.
probably turned interface down.
Interface down or effect something.
It's definitely interface. There's actually 200 IQ. Because
Yeah, I
we
think
don't
I
need
did
the
it when I,
interface.
like,
Because the
literally couldn't
interface is
think
like
one day.
switching to a tank and garage,
Mm-hmm.
switching, you know, stuff like that.
So Jupe is here now. Mahou have the slight advantage, but now the problem is it's sort of stagnated and stalemated, and Aster are on defense,
Correct.
and they still have to break this.
Jupe with full
And
HP,
that's
kind of
not
really
easy
close
to
to
do.
their base, kind of trying to figure out. Dude, you know what's really amazing is the Shizu guy got out. Shizu Delta got out from, he was literally like E3, E5, E4, around there. And he actually got out.
He actually made it out.
Yeah, he
Wow.
made it
Yeah,
out.
He's the CS
Yeah, he was a
alive.
CS that was like E4, and he literally did this run, like this, while like Demonic, if you open up the big mini map, you know, went down the A like that. Really interesting.
And you can see the other CSs are coming in, so Mahou don't really have breakthrough tanks anymore. They have a bunch of CSs. I think it's 5 CSs.
Correct.
VZ and Disturb left. And they've got to push in. These CSs, they are relatively healthy, but they're not going to be healthy for long. It looks like Demonic's going for blind shots. They know that Shizu's up there somewhere. They're just trying to get it. They have 10 minutes, and there is the blind. Jupe is able to get the kill. Very interesting that Jupe was able to climb up there without taking.
Yeah, he was
any
able to
damage.
climb up there without getting lit. Going to the Badger, I think that the Badger just didn't have the view range through those bushes.
Yeah,
he just like
maybe.
he just ran through that bush line. It was actually really clean. I actually caught that. Even pressed the space bar so you could see his reticle. Because you actually reminded me about that earlier.
Oh.
when we were-
Yeah, that's a really good play by Mahou and by Jupe then, because
Yeah, and it looks
He
like
should have taken at
Vova
least a
is looking
shot
to
damage.
the next play.
Oh.
He's looking for the Badger here. Getting a little bit better at spectating. One battle at a time.
all my
It is
homies
4-1.
hate Mahou taking the
So
shot.
if Mahou wins this, for those of you wondering, if Mahou wins this, I'm really loving Fanta's spot though. Have you noticed this? Have you seen this? He's literally
he's in the. I mean, it's like just find a bush, just get somewhere random that doesn't make sense.
now.
because, I mean, you can't
Nuclear
really do
is
anything
a
else.
man that just did almost 10K in the Sturv, and now he is flexing behind Jupe. This is actually very interesting. I think they might do that because if Jupe did light the Badger, That is one of the only tanks that could probably pen a Badger. But it's still pretty hard. Like the bubbles on the front end of the Badger are like 330-ish, 333. But the problem is Sturv. Yeah, it can go through it, but it's pretty unreliable because, especially if he's angling upwards, because you know APCR bounces, out of bounce angles, and stuff like that. Oh, he's actually taking pot shots at nuclear here.
I think that was a blind, yeah.
Oh, it was 100% a blind. Because I spacebarred. If you spacebar on the Badger, you see that he doesn't.
Nuclear.
Yeah.
And nuclear just.
I'm watching the Badger. Yeah, the Badger can't see him.
Not able to connect though.
As we switch here to Sturv. There's nothing else going on, chat. So we're actually just watching to.
He moves a little bit to the side. A very veteran play where
a very veteran
people
play.
are if you're blinding and you're making connections, people will line up their reticle to see approximately where you're sitting and try to blind at that spot.
It looks like they're both. Is he shooting the Badger blind as well? They're just like shooting at each other blind.
He's not shooting anymore. He was.
Yeah.
Shooting
No,
before.
they stopped shooting. Maybe Jupe was the one lighting it.
Could have been. 7 minutes remain here.
And that is the one thing. It's 15. It's a 15-minute timer, so they have time to slow it down and be very methodical, meticulous, whatever word you want to use. You know, they're taking their time and they're thinking about how they can kind of compress ASTER and maybe pick a tank. Though I feel like the
ASTER can't be compressed much more in this corner, and the CSs are moving now. Are they? Or are they debated?
Oh, Big Brother taking a shot from all my homies.
They will cross. They may take one more in a second here from all.
Ooh, are they gonna light Fanta? No.
No, they should.
Fanta wanting to shoot so badly, probably to pick off that CS. So Fanta can actually get resets here, I think.
Yeah, they can just wait. Troy's gonna push up, but Troy doesn't even have to worry about getting the reset. He just has to worry about people like Bova.
Fanta backing off here, coming off the bush spot.
And Troy picks up Bova.
Wow.
I wonder why he backed off. Oh, that's why. They've done them. They've crunched the numbers. Bova's or not. Fanta. Oh, Fanta takes a shot there from one of them. I think it was Jupe got that one into him, but I think he was gonna head to the K.
It looks like they're trying to pick Troy. Troy and Demonic are in this weird fight right now, while Fred and Zero flex out. Under this scenario,
dead even, but now ASTER has even more of an advantage, really, because as it's going even, they're not really. Mahou's
plus,
not much
Fanta's
closer.
getting to kind of. I mean, Fanta has the camo, the view range. I mean, that EBR is so important late game. I would say more than that Sturv. You know, even though Sturv has the DPM, that's the only reason why they're not pushing out.
And this can go either way in the stuff because everyone's a one shot, right? But if Fanta's able to just be at the right place at the right time, can get a pick.
So Demonic is here to proxy the Badger so that hopefully...
And he gets Fred. Will Z get the slim shot from downtown? He will not. He's too far away. He was not on the top of the ridge line.
Oh, here we go. Jupe is pushing the Badger.
Whoa, and he gets a little air.
And Demonic takes him down. Slack picking up Jupe.
Oh no.
Jupe
and Slack King are
Jupe in a 4v1 scenario with full HP, which basically means GG's.
Is that all their HP's on Jupe. And
correct.
Yeah, he's not able to really pressure these hold down heavy tanks. They're gonna put them into a turret break. They still have to worry about nuclear. Nuclear is a one shot now. He will die. Oh, missed shot from Slack King and Troy.
Missed shot from Slack, and then Troy bounced. But it looks like they're just focusing nuclear here. Making sure he goes down, and now they are going to focus Jupe. They actually might be able to kill everybody, because Zero's in the middle.
And we have the Goomba stomp from Troy.
I was going to say something inappropriate, but then I remembered where I was. About Jupe
ASTER coming out with the win. Another chaotic game
Fanta
where we
able
saw
to pick
8
up
IS-7s as piece square off. And they traded pretty evenly overall. It didn't end up being decisive for one team or the other, but as you started moving the chips off the table, Aster still were in that defensively strong position, and
Correct.
Mahou lost the tools they needed to break it. So yeah, 4-2 as we wait for the post-game stats to load here in just a moment.
Nuclear getting 4,300 damage.
Yeah, wow.
Also getting
Still
top
doing well.
damage, 27, 21, 11. All my homies hate Mahou. Basically powering up with the hatred of Mahou and able to pick up 4,300 damage for the homies, you could say. So, Troy, 4,259 damage with 3 kills in the Super Conk, and another IS-7 Slacking doing 4K, while Kabali, their own caller, picking up 2 kills and 3,300 damage and living till the end of the game. Every time a caller lives to the end of the game, it's actually impressive, I feel like.
Well, you saw
Especially
like,
in
a lot
this
of
like
times they
high-end
put
comp.
themselves.
Well, because
They
they're
put
so busy
themselves-
pinging the
Knight was
map.
the,
I don't
tip
even
of the
know.
spear
I don't
for
know
the
when they have
I-7
time to
push
shoot their
for a
gun.
reason.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, he was the tip of the spear for the I-7 push for
Correct.
Mahou for a reason,
Oh, Knight?
right?
Yeah. Oh, Knight's favorite key on his keyboard is W.
See, now,
Because
if you're calling, though,
it
you
makes
have
his
to-
tank go forward, and he
You have
likes
to
getting
just triple
W's.
R so that you can free up your key for like typing out to people. What you
Ooh,
need
it's
to
triple.
say.
You're actually right. He triple R so he can ping better. True.
We used to back in the day triple R at the start because the game would lag on like the go on the like 3, 2, 1
wow.
go.
Yeah,
So if you
yeah,
held
yeah.
W, it would
Right.
be like your ping that would
It would be like
respond. But if
delay.
you triple R'd,
Right.
it's like hard. It's like the servers already picked it up when you did the triple
Mm.
R. So way back when, I still have that habit when I'm starting any pub battle.
Right.
I always have triple R at the start, and then you see me take over with W right afterwards. It's always,
Okay.
it's just a weird quirk that I don't know why I just thought of that. Because we're talking about triple
When
R and
was
W
that?
key.
2013, 2012?
Oh yeah, this is a long time ago.
Yeah.
Long time ago. I mean, this I would imagine it's before the 2.0.
Right.
Be my guess.
I mean, we're in 1.0 still.
or 1.0. Yeah, the
Yeah,
HD.
we're like late 1.0.
The HD. The like.
This
what was
means
that,
like
2017.
I remember when we were first casted 6v6 together, and you were like 2.0s when they got rid of Silkbrocks,
Well,
right?
because 1.0 back in the day is what was referred to as like we got
The-
physics now.
Yeah, we got
Like,
physics,
that was
HD
what they called it.
modeling, and stuff like that, right? Wasn't the HD model as well? It was physics, HD models, HD maps.
HD maps came later after physics.
Okay. 1.0
HD maps
was
were, yeah, really late. Yeah, physics was probably like what, a year or two in. Gone were the days, the invisible walls of IS-7s poking over the hill of mines
Right.
and just going bloop, and then backing up and not
Right.
worrying about falling off. Here we go into the next map. It will be LakeVille. Aster
LakeVille?
try to stay alive here. Winning the last round. Mahou trying to close it out, bringing, oh boy, we got new tanks. We've got 4 Badgers,
Mhm.
1 Mana Core, a VZ, and 3 60 TPs, as well as I think it's 5 or 6 IS-7s.
Let's get this show on the road.
Aster, holy moly, more 60 TPs. They brought 4 of them, 2 277s, an E4, a Mana Core, double CDC mouse, and 4 IS-7s.
And so now we might see the same scenario coming out from Mahou. Mahou might choose to push once they realize that Aster has 2 arty. It's not going to be like, you have to remember, there's fog of war. So they're not going to instantaneously be like, oh snap, they have arty, let's push. They're going to have to figure that out the hard way by the arty hitting them.
Yeah, and they like the Badgers, not good at pushing and stuff, right? But
Right.
they didn't bring a whole bunch of mice. Correct? Or wait, hold on, I thought Northeast defense on Lake. They're on defense though, aren't they?
Yeah, no, I was saying like,
Mahou's. Okay.
yeah, Mahou's on defense. I was saying, remember when Mahou was on attack and they brought arty and they got pushed?
Uh-huh.
I was saying they're going to do the same thing Aster did to them.
And this is, yeah, there's that old turtle in northern Lakeville with mice and E100s and whatever the heck you want, an A2, well, even Super Conquerors are really good, and then like mice even hundreds at like E3. This is sort of that, but like they have enough IS-7s to be able to maybe not be caught if, like Smiley said, if they see multiple arties and things like that, they don't want to just be sitting there trying to take it to the face for 15 minutes and hope that it works out. And the Manicore is lit. All my homies is spotted, and he's in a,
Ooh, and he proxied Mike, but, that's a uh-oh. So, on my end, he only lit Mike, and he was a proxy.
Let's just say there's more than just Mike that have shots. They've got a few tanks at A6, 7, a Badger, and a bunch of I7s are spread out in the area.
He has about 4 or 5 heavies pushing into the city on the 0 line coming to support him. And they actually...
by Night. Night is at
and you might
B6
actually see an
bushes.
IS-7 get lit here soon in the middle. He's pushing down F4 and going into the E4 position. He's getting bled, so you probably have him lit for you. Shizu.
Yeah, Shizu was spotted by Knight very early. Knight's in that bush clump with all of the trees away from the water's edge itself. Nice circular.
Okay, so like C7 or B5?
B6. The northern part of the B6 square.
B6. Right
He
here?
lit that I7 very early.
Okay. Well, their arties are sitting at K5, which can shoot, you know, almost anywhere, and then the other arty is safely tucked into K2. It looks like they have some shots going out on Mike here.
And this is just kind of interesting. I mean, the arty shots on the mic, it's going to take them a little while, but they will. I mean, look, that shot does 40 damage.
40 damage. That's insane.
Is it? And,
yeah, it needs a nerf.
And he is stunned, but the stun doesn't really matter right now because, you know, he's not shooting at anyone. He's just sitting there trying to live as long as he can, and it's going to take a while for him to die in this position. And then even after that, you've got Flex and Denial, which you can't see, are sitting back at some of those houses, and Jupe is actually pushing up in his I7 towards Mike's position. You will see him lit any second now as he proxies Almarides, and he lights Troy as well. He's going straight in for the Manicore. He's going to dislodge him with Perfect coming in as well. It is a not safe for work thing that's happening. And he gets killed by his own artillery! Just
Oh!
And Jupe's
Friendly
on
fire! Friendly fire! Oh, speaking of fire, Jupe is on fire.
Oh, man.
Jupe getting shot from middle. Jupe coming in with full HP and ending up with 470 for a Manicore pick. Wow.
And Knight actually just took that opportunity to move up a little bit, knowing that the I7s on the 4 line had moved, and he's just trying to get extra sight lines. He may be going to the 4 line himself, but that Manicore being removed just kind of stopped their artillery blind fire possibilities, because they don't, like, they kind of recognized, hey, I don't think they're really backing up. They waited for the arty shots to go out, and then they just pushed him, and he's gone. There was no real cover fire. Yeah, the shot from the middle, they got a fire, but otherwise, HP, pretty even. Mahou still in the lead, but ooh, artillery's trying to blind for Knight now. So not many tanks have been lit on ASTER's side. It's only been like 4 or so.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know about on yours, but
on my end, I have a 60 TP, 3 IS-7s, and that's it. So,
we just see the 60 TP on the 1 line, IS-7 Shizu in the 4, and then 2 of the IS-7s in the town. The one that's floating around on the F line in the town, Fanta's lit, and Troy.
Okay,
Up in the
so both teams have only lit 4 tanks that are still alive. That's crazy.
Yeah.
So this is still kind of, so with Fog of War, we're and the reason why we're telling you that, chat, is so you kind of get a perspective as to what the teams are actively seeing, especially the callers. That is not a lot of info to go on. Anybody that's even, you know,
ASTER
participated
should
in Clan
know
Wars.
about these IS-7s, though.
Correct.
Well, not just the IS-7s that pushed, but they were all volleying at Shizu.
Oh, Mike is trying to get out. Did he get lit for you?
Oh,
well, you know,
he looks like he was like, yeah, because external has poked out, and that's
and he got
while they were
denial shot.
transitioning away.
Denial got lit for me now.
Yeah, and right now, Flex Air's on one house and Denial's on the other. Mike was trying to transition out of the position, and he's just kind of caught now. He can't get completely out because Aster happened to push
It looks like
at
they're
that
trying to
moment.
flex out and like really tunnel. I mean, turtle.
Yeah, and they're just. Whoops! My camera went to the sky. Sorry. Flex
And more
is
people
on
getting
fire.
lit.
And Mike has realized he is not getting out. And
Oh,
this
Foch
is the way
Jr.
these
on
houses
fire, and
work.
he is going to go down. That is the second fire that Mahou has gotten. I am saying
There's
this
not
because
enough
I
room
am
at these
part of
houses
Mahou
for
and need to
tanks.
support my clan. I'm just joking.
Denial's being given the hold down. Mike
like-
could maybe swivel his turret a little bit, but it's okay.
Like copium, my team, my clan lost because 2 fires. Copium.
Hey man, if you start running speed governors on IS-7s all the time, like they are going to set on fire, it damages the engine even more.
That's
Doesn't
true.
damage fuel tanks, but it damages.
That is true, and especially with 2 RDs. Oof, they can't even.
Yeah.
Foch Jr. is still alive somehow.
I have to think though they would change their loadouts, and they did. Flex has a stabilizer, rammer, hardening
Okay.
on. for
Yeah,
example.
100% they changed their loadouts. You're
Yeah,
absolutely
I'm
right.
just going through them. Oh, perfect though. Still has the growlers and turbo on.
That's why he got out, and everybody else didn't.
That's why he got a. He's by the way at A2 now.
Yeah, yeah. For those
he's
of
in
you
the
that
whole
forgot,
round with his turbo.
yeah, for those of you that don't remember, Perfect was the other guy that pushed with Jupe, and he got out for free basically. So it just goes to prove you that's the better equipment.
Flex goes down to U2, and a bunch of these heavies are lit in the town, but not much can be done about it. HP advantage heavily in favor of Aster, but 7 minutes remain. They're gonna have to form up for their next push soon, as they continue to plink away at Denial. The push will probably come. As you can see, tanks are actually moving with 60 TP and E4 are moving up. They're on F4 now.
Okay.
And these tanks in the town are gonna have to push up on the water's edge and just try to get in under this Badger death ball. that's
Aster
sitting in the-
Aster
in the
has
cap.
4. Aster has an IS-7, a mouse, a 60 TP, and an E4 on the 4 line. Pushing up, they are on the D. They're going to be pushing up, and they're going to be taking. Once they take C4, I feel like it's over for Mahou. Especially if they get these guys in the corner, like Denial and Big Brother. External
External
playing
showed
a
up.
really aggressive spot here. Kind of keeping Denial permalit for the 2RD, I'm guessing.
And taking a big hit. I'm not sure what gun that was that hit.
The Badger?
It had to be
60
60
TP?
TP. That was a high damage amount. I think it was a 60 TP. I could be wrong. Could have been Badger. Maybe it was 2 Badger shots because he's down to 1100 really fast. And he has to be careful there. And Fanta's making his play on the shore's edge as I was drawing for you guys. And Knight's in a cheeky spot on the red line now in his Manticore just to try to keep people like Troy and YouTube lit.
Yeah,
But-
Knight still hasn't been lit for us, so that's really interesting.
Denial's down to 50 HP now. Oh, I can see that artillery is moving very far. He's got to be at like E0 now as he takes shots on Big Brother. And Denial does go down.
One of the RDs is at D0. The other one is moving up also to D0. They're both at D0 now. Okay, one's E0. E0 and D0 are where the artillery. So the artillery are basically in position.
The Mouse and company have come up the 4 line. They are blinding at these bushes thinking that there could be a
How many
gun there. And
shells
actually,
does the CRAKD
there
even
isn't a
have?
gun there.
I actually don't know that. Do they have enough for this match, you think?
Wait, which tank?
The CRAKD, the RDs. Two big shots coming into Big Brother. He just lost like almost 1,000 HP there from both artillery shots. Because once they focus him
Firing.
down,
Oh my
it's
God.
basically they are going to own the 4 line and over. So Mahou is going to be stuck in the 1-2-3.
And part of the reason for bringing the Mouse is so that when they make this play on the 4 line, they just want to have a little bit of beef and a little bit of HP, as well as when it comes time to push here, you may not be able to push past. You may
Right.
not have it even as nearly as big of an advantage as Aster has right now, which is marginal advantage. But like normally you don't even have that. And a lot of times the Mouse will just initiate afterwards and just try to get towards the cap and try to at least turn somewhat sideways so that they can apply cap pressure.
Dude, these
Then
60 TPs are
it
getting
forces
so much
Mahou
bleed.
to make a push.
And here we go. Here's the Mouse pushing up. I think that the
tucking
Mouse
in
is
really
gonna.
quick.
I think the Mouse might just turn sideways for the boys.
Yeah,
For cap.
he's right now, I think, unsure if he's going to make it. And yeah, Shizu is trying to inch him along, and he will make it, and Logan is sideways now. He will die, does not get ammo wrecked, and then Cheesy will try to be right behind him, apply captain pressure. Just has to be worried about getting reset and just be as safe as he can. Woo! And now all the guns for ASTER are just aiming on that IS-7 ball. See both CGCs and also just maybe the artillery, while they need to get as much bleed as possible, they need to time their shells.
Correct.
To make sure they get a stun out if a push is to come.
Ooh, they're getting resets though. And you're actually damaging him as well.
Shizu is not as safe as he could be because the mouse is not pushed up as far as it could be, and there's a little bit of elevation here, and that's creating a bit of a problem because his butt's hanging out just a second. And Knight finally goes down behind. I think Knight maybe took one last pot shot at Shizu.
Oh, was Knight? I missed it. Where was Knight? A7?
Oh, Knight was at A7 at a cheeky.
Yeah.
Shizu now pokes out really far. I don't know if he was trying to just make a bigger wall, but then he just really overextended and just simply got shot. Mahou up 3,000 HP now. Down a couple guns, but remember there are 2 artilleries for ASTER.
And it looks like ASTER is pushing through the 1 line, by the way. Pretty successfully.
Yeah, these tanks are going to turn around and just come kill them. Because your Narrow is at 600 health and Big's at 2k, but what's going to happen when, now Big's at 700 because 2 tapped from 60 TP. And
Fred looking, probably taking his time here, making sure he gets that shot off, and boom, he goes down. Now with only 160 TP on the offside, it really, that's big trouble for ASTER. Because, for example, if Fred chooses to kill this guy, they could have one of their faster tanks, like for example, their low HP IS-7s could go cap, theoretically.
Yeah, there's only 2 minutes left.
But I think they're just gonna sit on the corner and like
Slacking and
try to get the resets.
A better, well, you can see actually the way Slacking is sitting, he's trying to guard that high ground where the mouse wasn't covering, where Shizu was, and now Fanta's just situated as best as he can, and just all of these guns from ASTER have to make all their shots, like they cannot miss any, and even that may not be enough. As Fanta tries to stay safe. And they do get a reset with H. I couldn't tell if it was.
I think it was. Yeah, I think it's Yape getting those resets with that Badger HE.
Oh, Yape just killed.
Yape just killed the arty.
I caught that at the last one, just a blind shot.
Oh.
No, it's actually perfect.
Is it perfect?
I think that's getting it. Perfect just got one.
Nice.
He just got the HE just barely. Let's see here.
Now they have to. I mean, it's basically Mahou. It's Mahou's game to win now.
Yeah, Mahou only need to last another 50 seconds, and then they are victorious. And you can see, like, Dodo.
Here we go.
We
got Kabali
they have to
pushing
put
up
multiples on. They don't have a choice.
Oh, but look at Nuclear and Nuclear reacting. Now it's going to be a cap fight. Last 35 seconds. Fred and Nuclear have so much HP in their CCP, just able to kind of push.
10K.
They are up too much.
Kill and boom, boom to win. They held their nerve. Just I think an error by ASTER with their cap haul. I think it just didn't quite get situated how they envisioned it, and as a result, couldn't get safe. Sometimes teams would bring multiple mice just for that fact of just trying to make sure they get as much of a wall there as possible.
That arty blind fire was insane. Did you actually capture that? Like, I saw the shot go out.
I switched to it right when he about a half a second. I switched to his first person, and then he fired, and I could see like he didn't have anything lit, and he just killed him.
Oh,
I assumed the artillery had just shot him, and he's just like, all right.
The arty just shot him and just blind fires.
Or you saw the tracer. More likely.
Yeah, he saw the tracer. Looking at the post-game stats, Zero doing 60. Look at the Badger damages.
Oh my god, Badger bros. Z top again. Z had a great game in the first match.
6,116 and 6,113.
3 damage difference.
Yeah,
4
3 damage.
Oh my god. The top. Wow.
Showing everybody that Badgers are the way to go. Meta.
They didn't bring it just one time, too. They brought it a lot.
No, they brought it multiple times, yeah.
I'm just wondering, I don't feel like it's as good as they're making it look, but it isn't as bad as people think it is. But you have to be on, let's be real, they had to be on defense, right?
Correct.
The one time they brought it on attack was, I think, Serene Coast, and that did not work out well.
And so Mahou wins, even without me. No play. Throwing for them.
Yeah, they win 5-2. I can't remember. One of us predicted 5-2. One of us predicted 5-1. I've already forgotten.
I did 5-2. You did 5-1.
And I did 5-1. Congratulations, Mahou. We will see them again tomorrow. We will take possibly, let me check Discord. We may be taking a short break.
Mm-hmm.
I'm unsure because we have the second set of battles coming up here in just a moment.
Correct.
It will be Teach versus. I just blanked. CRAKD. Jesus. I'm smart. That was a long match set for a 5-2, but 15-minute timer and stuff. But yeah, I think we'll see when the battles are gonna pop. Should we throw it to a break?
Check. Ask somebody. I'm gonna take a little break. I'll be right back.
Let's take a break, and we'll be back probably in a few minutes when the next battles are ready to go. So we'll put on some music and talk to you guys in a few. You ready, Smiley? Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. Whoops, as I forget to swap scenes, and there I am.
There I am too. Hi.
It's like a surprise, guys. It's like Christmas came early. You opened up
True.
your Chrome window and you found Smiley and Germ under the tree. Both of us in there. Hi, we're your present. We've got a second match
do.
for you guys tonight.
Like a round, I guess you could say, right? Like a round of matches.
Oh my goodness, my audio got Smiley, go ahead and talk while apparently
Hello. So
my
anyways,
voice chat got re-enabled. Sorry for a second there.
Oh no, not voice chat.
Yes, in game. Sorry about that. But yeah, it's
Let's
all
turn that off,
good
too.
now. Yeah, Smiley, what do we got here? Teaching cracked. What are we gonna see?
So CRAKD, I think most people know who CRAKD is. So we can probably get started with Teach. I personally don't know much about them, but I know they're pretty good. Like they've made it their way to the top 4. And they're pretty consistent, and I don't think it's going to be like a 5-0. I think that they might give people a show, and I hope they do. But I think if it comes to underdogs, I think they are the underdogs when it comes to CRAKD and Teach.
I
Against each
completely
other.
agree. Teach has been around a while, and they're always that like right below the top tier of NA clans. Kind of, you have your Mahous, you had Yujo, you have Crack, you have like
Yeah, if
you have a
anybody's
lot of these
watching
clans, they're
that's
right
part
below.
of Teach as well, could you tell us who your caller is? That'd be nice.
Yeah, that
Because we
would
know
be
OP
nice.
Hacker is calling for CRAKD. I feel like that's just-
Monkeysaurus is there. I'm just looking at the team lineups. 'cause
Okay,
I
yeah.
always see him.
CRAKD has major CRAKD has some people a lot of small format guys. Octo, December, Sebastian, Muscles, Dark.
A lot of those players were playing
Major
today. When
Kenway.
they defeated EU earlier today, and actually I think we saw
Correct.
Bova earlier on the Mahou team as well. So we got to see some of those players playing their second tournament of the night or of the day. We got 20 seconds here until
We
go
got 20
into
seconds
it.
as we go in.
I'm saying crack 5-1. You
Ooh, okay. I will go. Well, I'll do the 5-2 again.
5-2. It worked for you last time, so I mean
It did.
It can work.
I think 5-2 is a really good estimate because we're talking about 15-minute battles and they're standard, and it's 15 on 15 non-rewards. I think 5-2 is safe, even if the team, even if the skills were vastly different. 100% a team could take a game off of the best team. You know what I mean? Just because of the fact that you could hard turtle and make it almost impossible to break. But the first match is going on right here.
I got some random colors here because I selected some random ones. We've got some green versus hot magenta. I don't know if that's going to be actually bad for the colorblind because I was just trying to make it different from the other colors. Maybe messed up there. Teach bringing double E100, a Super Conqueror, 2 IS4s, 2 I7s, a CS, an E3, 2 50Ps, and 3 113s. Cracked a bunch of 113s, a couple E100s, 277, 268 version 4, a couple of easies, and a few 277s. It was very hard to go through that lineup. Yeah, I'm sorry for anyone that is colorblind. I hope that is not a bad colorblind combo. And it's aggression from Teach, but they're going to be met with counter aggression from CRAKD as Yuri goes down to 500 HP, and he was leaking a little bit, but he has an extinguisher. Meta, and now he's just gonna die anyway as Muscles gets the kill. This 8-line brawl, and all those tanks that were going up the hill for Teach are on their way back as the courtyard play continues. Senpai of the jungle will be the next to go down as Muscles and the game continue into the courtyard. these E100s, the return, and Caitlin are the next isolations. They also have given up the hill, and now that they went back to the 8 line, they're now going back up towards the hill. A lot of indecision from Teach. I know that I forgot about the Fog Wars. You may not be able to see them moving on the minimap. They're on the K line. Oh, nope, they're going towards K5. And hyper aggression from CRAKD. They are not.
Dude, CRAKD is pushing hard on the 8 line. They only have 1 tank on the hill. They have a ton of stuff on the 3 line, as you can tell. Probably all of CRAKD is lit for you. As the E100 Caitlin and Tears in the Supercon could get absolutely focused, but it looks like Paddington Bear actually might go down here. Getting taken out by the 5-6 line Boyos. Dirty Peach, and I gotta be careful with that guy's name. I'm just gonna call him Dirty, and Tears.
And Sebastian and Kenway are together on the 8 line, trying to make their shots count in their E100s. As they're kind of slowing down a little bit on the push.
OP Hacker coming in and finishing off that IS-4 there on the corner, and now going for another one. MK Smash. OP going into the other cubby as Major Kenway in the E100 pushes really hard here on the G line to finish it up. MK Smash still alive, but it looks like the E3 43 Footman goes down. Dark and Game and Draps are coming in to try to get Dirty down. Dirty goes down, and now it just looks like cleanup here for CRAKD, actually. I mean, look at this team HP pool difference. I mean, we're almost at 10K. We're just barely, we're kind of on the threshold as the 50B runs there from the K-line fight, and Blur just left to die on his own. Caught on fire too. And now there's just a single 50B, 11K HP difference. He can win these, he wins these. As he goes down, I say that.
Some people, Christmas does not come early, and Teach just, I mean, CRAKD just doing, get this guy, get these two, get those two, and then before you know it, they're up like 5-6 tanks, and it's pretty much all over. Very well done by them. I may try to change the colors, but I'm going to do it after this next battle, because I'll have to close the client out. It'll just take me 2 seconds in a few minutes. CRAKD with the 1. Post-game stats. That E3 got out 3k damage, and he was blocking a couple of shots. Well, it says only 1, but I think 8 a track shot as well. I'm not sure. But Dark Ninja, 4k. Chase, 4k. 2 of the players that were playing earlier today in that EU and A show match. The game, 4k.
4K.
He went up there on his own. He was just like, yeah, they may be coming up, they may not. I'm staying up here, and he just farmed up there despite just being completely by himself. Really well done. So now CRAKD with the early victory here. Let me see if I can maybe make a quick adjustment. So that I have this set up for the next round.
Sorry, I'm typing in my chat. Those of you probably wondering, like, what is Smiley looking off to? Because don't you have it on our casting thing? Where they see us? Like, what is he doing?
Oh, yes, I do.
Yeah.
I was just adjusting these colors so that hopefully after this next coming battle, I can maybe restart my client really fast. Oh, shoot, am I readied up?
I am readied up. Are you readied up?
I was not. Whew. Got 45 seconds, though. We are good.
Yeah, we are
good to go. I think there's a little bit more time between maps, so I should have time
to
close it down. And I was updating. Sorry about that, guys. I was updating colors because I'm not sure if these colors look fine for me, but I'm not sure with red. Like anything with kind of purple and red and with green and blue, like is probably not good. So I will change that for you guys. But yeah, Teach looked very indecisive. You couldn't quite see what they were doing with their tanks that went to the hill. They had like 50 Bs and stuff going to the hill, and then they came back to the 8 line. They're like, we're dying in the courtyard. Come out of the 8 line. Like,
yeah.
There.
It was a really
Here.
crazy
Like,
battle.
Go back.
It was like so were they kind of going back and forth? That's not good.
Yeah, they never made it up the hill. They came down to the 8 line, and then they were like, okay, turn around. And then they all went back to the K.
Right.
Never really got to fire.
And we are
guns.
going into the next battle.
Oh, I think someone has been watching the small tanks format when I go through this lineup, Smiley.
Ooh.
Because we were talking about it too.
We were talking about it before this.
50B, couple of IS-7s,
Mm-hmm.
yeah, 3 ASCS, 3 100s, and a bunch of IS-4s.
Ooh. While CRAKD brought 3 113s, 2 50Bs, an E100, a handful of IS-7s with a handful of 3 277s, and a CS.
Yeah, and you can see, actually, tanks are lit pretty much immediately. Dark Ninja, OP Hacker, and stuff on the 5 line. They come straight into the courtyard. Stat Paddington Bear only now getting lit. He was coming into Senpai the Jungle is going up into that window, and they don't look like they're slowing down. And these IS-4s, I don't know how effective they will be in Clan War style format. They're still good, don't get me wrong. But a lot of times the fast flexing is more important. But in the small, when we were talking about 77s and things like that, IS-4s, their HP and their armor profile ends up performing really, really well. These ones are trying to get shots into Senpai. Do connect. He's down to 700 HP really fast. Look at all these IS-6s! They're swarming the 3
They are swarming.
There's E100s!
As the 113s take out this 113 by himself in the cubby, you are watching the IS-7 push while I'm watching the 113 push because they are pushing multiple places at once. It looks like Chase is actually going to go down here on the 2 line. Oh my goodness, this man is bouncing everything. There he goes. He finally goes down.
HP still in favor of Teach, but they brought a lot more HP to begin with.
Correct.
And now those IS-4s are on the G line, and they just need to not get strung out. And easy 100s are coming in, and they are looking for blood. Dirty and Blursh
Darken
are fighting against Octo and Dark now.
Yep. I'll just call him Blur. Because I think his name is Blur was here, if you actually split it up. Yeah. Yeah,
Octo, Stat Paddington, and Melodious are
they're winning the outside
dies.
while Draps and Fishy hold. But now he is alone fighting 2 E100s. Well, this 50B Monkey actually clipping out Stat Paddington Bear here. Octo looking to get aggressive after the 50B is reloading. Getting that shot in on the 50B. And while this is happening, there's the other side. The 50Bs actually came down the hill and are actually bleeding those
the IS-4 push was really
G-line
powerful,
IS-4s.
but they ran out of steam and started getting encircled and they didn't have the HP to keep going, and these 50Bs and company have just been bleeding them every which way, and yeah, push ran out of oomph. Didn't have enough there, and yeah, it just looks like CRAKD overall won everywhere. But they did lose on the 8 line for a little bit, but
yeah,
you know,
it was like a repush or something.
Yeah, those IS-4s went pretty fast after the 113s and picked that 2 going. And Caitlyn picks up Draps there in the E100. Stat Paddington gonna go for the shot really quick, trying not to take a shot from the IS-4. Now it's just the lowly IS-4. Oh, muscles must be on the load. Oh, he bounces!
Oh, he bounces.
Just getting that sneaky shot there through the window. I will let you do the post-game stats while I ready up and make sure that I restart the client. I do not want to, I want to make these colors change.
Right before my game ended, I was switching through tanks. Their CS, the CRAKD CS was flipped on his side.
Oh, jumping off the ledge of the hill.
He fell from the hill. He was coming down the hill and he flipped on his side. That was hilarious. He probably was like, I hope they don't see me. I caught you in 4K. As you can see, the post-game stats are Onion, the man that flipped on his side, doing 4,300 damage and 3 kills, while Sebastian picks up 4,172 damage and 1 kill. Stat Paddington Bear in third, getting 3,941 damage and 1 kill, with Octo doing 3,900 and 4 kills. And then a couple IS-7s and 277s doing around 2,500 to 3,500 damage. Now, Caitlyn, or however you say that, doing 6,400 damage and 3 kills in the E100. And the returned, I think, was the other E100 initially pushed in the middle on the G line. Did 3,800 damage before going down, which is actually impressive. Because I'm pretty sure Yuri was the other one next to Caitlyn on the 3 line. So that's kind of impressive. And a handful of IS-4s doing 3,000 to 2,000 damage. And now it is 2-0 in CRAKD's favor.
I am resynchronizing. I should be in with plenty of time to spare. Thank you for that breakdown there. And yeah, CRAKD decisive first 2 games on Himmelsdorf. Teach going for something a little different with the IS-4s and stuff like that. But yeah, we'll have to see as we get into the other maps. Some of the other maps we are going to see here, by the way, guys. Next is Sand River, followed by Fisherman's Bay, then Mines, and if it goes to a tiebreaker, it will be Live Oaks. So, Sand River, we saw it earlier tonight. I don't know how Teach will play it, but CRAKD, again, a lot of players with a lot of experience on that map, just like the teams we saw before.
True.
I think they're going to be coming at this from a position of strength for sure.
What map is it again?
Sand River.
That's what happens when I read. Well, you talk, I just don't know where I am. Sand River. Ooh, so we're going to see how CRAKD plays Sand River instead of like Mahou. Well, how these two clans, I should say.
Yep, and my colors are perfect. We've got the nice yellow and blue again. Sorry for anyone that was colorblind for the first battle, but should be fixed now. And here we go, Sandy River.
Fun fact. Some of these top players are actually colorblind.
Really?
I know for a fact.
It's not too uncommon.
I know for a fact.
My father and cousin are colorblind.
Right, I know for a fact Flounder is colorblind. Because I remember when he opened up, I think we were playing like Halo Infinite. And he was like, "What color is this?"
It just shows you. You start when you realize it starts becoming a thing where it's like red versus green.
Right,
it becomes a really difficult thing for a lot of people, and you're like, "Oh yeah, that's why everything turns to just blue versus red because everyone pretty much can tell the difference there." But here you have Teach bringing 3 Kronwagens, an artillery CGC, 5 Super Conquerors, couple Badgers, and the ER and 3 I7 CRAKD. Holy moly, that is, I think, 8 IS-7 CS, double STV, EBR, and a trio of VZs.
Yeah, that's 8 IS-7s, 4 VZs, 3 VZs, 2 STBs, a CS, and an EBR. And so, as soon as that Artie shoots, I think that, look at those EBRs meeting each other.
I'll be honest, I don't think that CRAKD are bringing a lineup of, we'll just wait and see. Like, they are bringing a Divide lineup.
Oh, 100%.
Look at that big ball.
This is OP Hacker we're talking about. That man's favorite thing to do is to push middle on PROK. You know what I mean? So and they are all. So by the way, the Fog of War. I don't know how your team is set up, but my team is going all K-line.
You're about to see a you're about to see a big K-line brawl then because it's a bunch of tanks. There's a couple tanks left at the base, but here they come. Yuri
Chase is literally going to light every single one of these guys. Oh my Jesus! It is K-line, K-line, K-line.
And these 3 Kronwagens, a lot will depend on how well they're able to dump their clips because this is an incredibly powerful position for Kronwagens. But as you can see, the turret break from that, the IS-7s have a big ball of HP, but they don't have the DPM or the burst that this ball of Super Conquerors and Krons do. Oh, Unknown taking so much damage. The second that turret's facing one direction, the turret break, you can see, he's gone all the way.
Chase going over. Chase and Paddington now going over into Teach. They're looking to finish this. All of them going over. splitting Teach's tanks in half here. The focus fire coming out from CRAKD. Insane. As
Showing you, again, another answer to that question. Why IS-7? Those crons were so easy to shoot randomly from different angles. The IS-7 profile just with other IS-7 are hard to focus out. And look at this. They can't focus anything. They're all just going down one after the other.
The HP was even, and now it's almost 10k difference. Like, that is the power of focus fire and the initiative of going over like that and splitting. It's actually kind of interesting. So what they basically did is they put 3 IS-7s in between, like, where the crons were, and they basically put a force in between that huge line of guys. And they basically just pushed in the back and then, like, in the middle of the middle, and it was just over. And now it is just clean up by CRAKD here as
So
Fishy goes in.
and those clips, yeah, they only go so far if you can't, like, you know, those crons just were not able to get out the shots, and they aren't able to get out the shots without
They probably, I mean, and that's another thing too. You bring crons into a big brawl like that. I mean, what do you expect the other team to do once all 3 of those crons are clipping for 18 to 19 seconds? Do you think they're just going to sit there? No, that's literally almost 2 shots from an IS-7, right?
They kept going up to that K4, 5. Like,
Right.
they kept going up.
Right.
And that was just like, you know, all those IS-7s you pass, like, they all are going to have easy side shots unless you're staring at them. And that's exactly what happened. And the one that went the furthest away was the one that got focused first. And then, yeah, then they went up and over. And, yep, just very clean from CRAKD. Very decisive, very fast.
Post-game stats. Jeremy.
I
Welcome
am
to
still
the...
exiting battle. There we go.
Oh, okay.
Well, the post-game stats are in favor of, well, obviously the team that won, but I don't know why I said that. In favor of. Looks like Fishy doing 4,200 damage in his IS-7 with Draps doing 3k with 2 kills. And Muscles doing 2,920 damage on the offside. Yeah.
That's impressive. And you can see the Kronwagen's tier. I mean, 3 shots out from tiers, 2 penetrated. Unknown got out, well, 5 shots, but I think some of those were on the move before he was getting there just to take. And forcing clip, but only 1 penetration. And Don't just got 3 shots out, 1 penetration. And it just shows you kind of, it's not
you were showing the
necessarily
crons?
wrong
Yeah.
to bring them. It's
No.
just you have to know what they're capable of, and a team like CRAKD is not going to let you get comfortable up there and set everyone up. They punish them.
That's a good way of putting
in.
it. They're just not, I mean, you know, even though it's Fog of War, I feel like the crons have good potential if you were able to sit them like in an ambush position. But if you're planning on pushing the K line, I don't think they were the right call.
Yet no one was seeing off those IS-7s before they went up, and yeah, I mean the Super Conquerors and stuff are just too slow, and yeah, CRAKD just dominating, and now CRAKD are on defense, and
True.
well, the last 2 games on Himmelsdorf, I don't think that they're going to be sitting back. See here in a moment, but maybe they will. Maybe they'll just relax and do a little camp. I don't think so.
I don't think, maybe. I mean, it would ensure a nice 4-0 lead.
Yeah,
Because what was your my prediction was 5-2 and yours was 5-1.
I think I said 5-1.
I think it might be in favor of you going by how the
Well,
matches
after
are
the
going
first
so far.
3,
Mhm.
yeah, I may win by like Price is Right rules, but
Right.
like I don't win by prediction because right now I don't know if Teach are going to get one if this keeps up, but we'll have to see here. One more round on Sand River, then it is, I believe, yeah, it's Fisherman's Bay, and it does not look good. If they're getting hosed right now, but they've gotten this far, they still have a chance, and we'll see here in a moment as we go into the final battle on Sand River.
Nice. Going into the final battle on Sand River, Teach bringing
Looks like they're going
8
with 3
IS-7s, 3
again.
Kronwagens again, 2 VZs, a CS63, and 1 EBR, while CRAKD brings 3 113s, 2 Kronwagens, a 277, 5 IS7s, 2 Super Conks, a VZ55, and an EBR. What an interesting lineup. They have a lot of different tanks.
Yeah, and the other thing that's important to see is I'm interested to see if it's a similar strategy from CRAKD. How are they going to use those Kronwagens differently than Teach did? How are they going to be able to make them work? Because I think that they know how to make them work. We'll see if it's the same strat, or if not same strat, same K-line play with different things. Teach, though, balling up about 13 tanks, and they are heading to the south.
And mine are also balling up, getting blind fired by Havoc. They take a volley at Havoc here.
Missed. Havoc lit just about everything, because all these tanks led by OP Hacker are coming to the south. So Teach knows exactly what's coming, but will that be enough to save?
Is Teach beating them on the K-line?
It looks like it, yeah. Everything's at J1, 2, and here they come around in the corner. And you can see CRAKD, because they brought faster tanks, these IS-7s with the proper modules, they are already in a position way ahead of where
Teach doing a little dipping in, just going straight in.
It's all or nothing. December and Chase are trying to go up and over because nothing stayed behind, and just trying to live as long. And Bakwa will get caught up, but Kenway also gets out now.
Melly trying to go out because he's going to be the next target. He gets perma-tracked, but actually gets up and over. And now Teach is in the crossfire as they come back over and start focusing.
On all sides. Sebastian and Drabs looking at Senpai, but not even really paying him much mind because they know that the rest of their team don't really have good shots on him, so they're trying to see if they had better things that they could kill. Maybe this Kronwagen before he dumps his clip, but now Sebastian knows he has to get the shots out he can. Drabs not getting up and over, though. And Teach still down, but not down by a lot. And Senpai will go down, and Drabs will try to live as long as he can.
Not down by a lot, and the tanks are even. And I would say Teach is actually in a more favorable position right now if they hold on to it. As the CS in the middle was getting a lot of damage out. Also, they have that Kron in the rear here, and Octo. They have this really weird 1v1 Kron going on. Octo kind of just alone.
Everyone's going down. Kenway goes down as well.
Octo kind of just, he doesn't know where to go. He keeps on driving and turning. He just looks like confused and alone.
I think Dark and Kenway.
He literally looked like a lost puppy.
Right, but they didn't get out afterwards. And yeah, you can see Octo here. Yeah, he's like, this isn't going well. And
he was doing that for like
really
a minute, just like looking around and trying, like, wait, what's going on? 2 Super Conks coming in.
Teach have the gun advantage too, and
I think this is Teach's battle to win. Also Teach's battle to lose.
Traps is still alive. Give eyes, and the Super Conquerors are teeing off as well as Stat Paddington. Monkeysaurus Rex should get safe right here, except for Carrie. As Carrie looks for the shot, but nope, they're just going to go for Scenic. Nope, Carrie does pick up Monkeysaurus, and Scenic will be next. And these little late game plays are happening, and Teach are getting caught out unknown, and Caitlyn are just kind of...
These Super Conks coming in late, and Drap staying alive is actually might win them the game, but JH taking so much damage, but it looks like Tears actually bounced his last shot. Oh no, sorry, second shot. His last shot went into Carrie. I think these two IS-7s...
7 and EBR not catch him.
Yeah. That's probably going to be the battle, because I feel like the Kron just loses there now against a 1v1 against a Super Kron.
Carrie is not going to slow down. Even Muscles and Stat Paddington landing those 2 shots just maybe getting towards him. Yeah, Carrie picks up the kill. Now it's just
looking at this
IS-7s.
EBR and 277 height.
Oh, the HE into Stat Paddington and the bounce. Oh no. Oh no. But that was the best game that Teach have played today. They were really, really close.
It was
and
close.
I think if not for a couple of pretty serious
I
little
feel like
miniature
if you,
plays from some of the crack players,
the biggest
they
takeaway is if you push like that, you have to keep like some of those guys have to stay behind.
Yes.
Like I
Someone
think
has to
every
kinda to go up,
every
take that
cron,
hit, stay
every
behind.
cron could have stayed behind, hold down. That would have been the play because it's if you push that hard, it's obvious that the enemy team is going to react and try to go over. Right? They're going to try to get out of as many guns away and then repush in. It's very very common. I would say in my experience. But going to the post game stats, holy guacamole! Look at Stat Paddington's stats.
He padded a lot that game. He was in a 277 sniping the entire game on that middle ridge at that whole brawl. 6,800 damage. And you know, that was just, you know, the strat. And what CRAKD did, that's exactly what he's supposed to. He's like, you know,
yeah, no, he was meant to go there and do that damage. And that's what he did. He did his job. Also, Draft staying alive in that scenario. He was actually one of the tanks that received that initial push. You know what I'm talking about? When Teach pushed in really hard, he was like one of the guys that got away there. Like it was like Melly and I think him. I'm pretty sure if I remember right.
Yeah, and just showing that he was hiding behind that wreck, and I was like, he's gonna live as long as he can. But I expected him to die, and then it came back, and he was at 5 HP and still
alive,
trucking.
Mm-hmm. Teach also had a couple IS-7s doing 4K, and he had their CS was farming a lot in the middle there. Havoc doing 3,600 and 15 damage.
Oh yeah, and yeah, that was I think with just a couple of tweaks here and there, Teach win that was their best game so far. So maybe they're just getting warmed up.
It's gonna be a reverse sweep.
Yeah, they got a reverse sweep.
Germ's like reverse sweep right here, right now.
That's the only way that they're gonna do it. But yeah, it's going on to what was it? Fisherman's Bay, I believe, is the next map. Have not seen this in a good while. And Fisherman's Bay, if I remember right, the south is on defense and the north is on attack. Correct? And well, there's no 279s to sit in those boring positions down in like K8, 9 areas and stuff like that.
North is defense or south?
Is it not? Or no, south is defense, I thought. Is it not? Is north defense?
You might be right. No, you might be right. I think south is defense because
I just remember many a 279 game, Germ. You're going to the bowl in the south eastern corner and propping yourself up on the rock and just hanging out. And if they push you, you just live as long as you can.
An average 279 enjoyer, Germ? Is that what you are?
Yes.
Nice.
Yes. That's what those of us that got the 279E early got the pleasure
right.
of
You
doing
got it early. You grinded that hard, right?
Yeah, I went for after a while. I was like, I'll go for it. Why not? And then I got it, and then I got to sit in a corner of a map every Clan Wars battle I played.
Yeah, back when there were like 13 on the entire server. Germ
it was like basically a couple in the clan overall.
Yeah, it was literally like I remember like it was actually kind of funny how there was like a statistic where when the 279E first came out, the clans with the most 279Es had like the highest win rate in a campaign.
They did, yeah. I remember there being arguments and stuff because it was like, oh, they can bring 9 279Es to Fisherman Bay and we can only bring 2.
Yeah, or 3.
That's why we lose.
Yeah, I think it was a really, if I remember right, the disparity was insane. It was like, I think the top clan at the time had like 12, and then the second clan had like 6 or 5, like, which is kind of insane. That's double. The EBR is trading here.
Muscle's been getting the better of the
no
EBR
fog of war this
scouts,
match because everybody got lit.
Oh, for you and I. Here's the thing. Teach only see Muscles. They have not lit a single other gun.
Really? Muscles
now
lit,
they're
like,
spotting a couple guns in the middle. So it's a mid-fight, and Teach are going up and over. Teach have basically 11 IS-7s and a couple of CSs on the flank. All these IS-7s are going up and over, but they're going straight into a bunch of VZs and Super Conquerors sitting in wait. They cannot focus fire. It is going to be really bad. And now JH is caught out a little bit. He gets retracked. It should go down. Chase as well getting tracked as they try to shield him a bit while the Easy's are on the reload.
Also, apparently, I got an update because I actually read the chat for once. Apparently, Chase is actually calling for CRAKD, not OP, because he's more familiar with, non-reward tanks. JH, it's like almost one shot, probably getting picked here. Yuri's probably going to go down because he's kind of in the open against those guys on the one line. There's a really interesting one line fight going on that
Traps in yeah, they're gonna go down. Traps in December though. The I7s, they're coming into the middle and they're starting to clean up this Teach IS-7 ball. They're getting encircled, and Return will go down next. Octo may go down as well in Return, but it's just good trades for CRAKD. Look at the HP. It's just too much. And like you said, the CS is getting pushed out on the one line. They just flexed a couple of easies, and that's all it took.
Yeah, OP gonna finish off this guy here.
This was it felt like Teach just going, we're just gonna ball up a bunch of I7, send some CS to the side, and just see what happens. Doesn't feel like something they've necessarily practiced a bunch, but maybe they feel like they were getting outplayed and stuff. But the last round they did really well in Sand River.
And it looks like CRAKD is gonna clean sweep it against Teach from 5-0. And so it looks like tomorrow the finals are going to be CRAKD versus Mahou.
Mahou.
Ellie picking up 3 kills in a super comp.
Very nice. Last.
4.
Oh, MK from downtown.
All the way from the J8 line, picking up the kill on Melly.
This is near where I played in my 279, guys. See that lake back there? You see that house over here? See this bush line in the corner? That was my spot. Then you'd sit there for 10 minutes.
Oh, look at that ram!
That
Wicked.
was beautiful end. Coup de grace.
Wicked.
Congratulations to CRAKD.
Congratulations, CRAKD. Could say they were cracked tonight. The dad joke of the night. Dad joke.
I thought you were gonna do could say they won. The joke is it wasn't a joke.
Because they're cracked. And you could say Teach maybe needs to learn a few things. Oh God, we got those dad puns.
Okay, we're done. We're done. Close game
So,
stats. Unknown 4K for the CS. The CSs did really well. Havoc and Unknown, they got out quite a bit. And Fishy though, 4,500. Melodious, Meliadus, 4K, 4 kills. You pointed out when he got 3, I think, and he got another one since then. Bakwa, 3,500. OP, 3,300. Kenway, the boy, 3K. Muscles with the flare finish, getting 3K as well. So, Smiley. I think that concludes our day.
Yeah, that does. I would say that there was probably 2 to 3 matches where Teach it was pretty close. It wasn't, but there was definitely 2. One of the Himmels doors was like not even close, and one of the Sand Rivers was like not even close. But I would say that one was kind of close. Wasn't like,
Yeah.
it looks
There's like
in
some
their
silver lining for Teach. They're not, they shouldn't feel like too bad. They did get 5-0'd, but CRAKD is a very good team. But there's elements there that they can definitely work on to improve on for next season for sure.
At the end of the day, they got I don't know. I guess if it's based off a score, they technically got 4th, right? Because ASTER did take a couple off of Mahou. Is that how it works?
Maybe. I don't know if maybe they still play each other. I'm not sure actually.
I'm not sure as
Unless
well.
3rd and 4th maybe get the same prize. I'm not sure.
That
That may be it too. But yeah, I guess that does it for us here.
It does.
We will be back here tomorrow night, guys, for the finals.
If you were
More
here for
opportunity for
the
draws.
whole stream, you almost got. It was about almost 2.5 hours. So
Yeah,
it was a pretty good run. Pretty good run.
After 11 now. Let's find someone to host, unless you plan to play. I don't think you are though, because you played
No,
a lot today.
I played a lot. I had to wake up. We both had to wake up early in the morning for the EU matches. So
Yes.
we we've kind of been up all day watching tanks. Believe it or not.
Yep. I
And
have
you
been at
actually
my
took a break, and I
computer
played
for-
it. So I watched it, played it, watched it. So
I
today
took
was
my
very
break at the time that you decided you're like, yep, time to play. And I'm like, okay, I'm gonna take a break. Have fun, Smiley.
yeah, exactly. So I guess we can find somebody. Who do you want to?
Good question.
We
who's
could host
streaming?
Dark Ninja. He was actually streaming the CRAKD versus Teach games.
All right,
Or
let's send
we
him to
have-
Dark.
Okay.
First,
was just-
first choice, always best choice. Dark's a great guy. He's earned it. He's won a lot today.
Right. I that's what I was thinking, because I was like looking at everybody and I was like, who? I was like, oh, there's a guy actually from CRAKD that participated in the battles. So why not?
So yeah, we'll be gone from here. We'll see you guys tomorrow night at 9, and say hi to Dark Ninja for us. Otherwise,
He might be getting
I'm
off,
German.
though.
That's Smiley.
Maybe he's getting.
And Smiley
Wait,
is the hat. What are you wearing tomorrow?
what am I wearing tomorrow?
Do I need to like go to the store and get a festive hat?
I literally just randomly found this hat. Like, it wasn't like,
I can't just find that.
It
I don't
was
have something
spontaneous.
like that.
oh, it was
I need to go to the
spontaneous.
store. I need to go to the store and
Okay.
get a hat.
Okay. Wait,
Can
do
you
you
get
want me to
something?
keep wear this tomorrow too, so we can have like matching hats?
Well, no, you don't have to just because
Oh.
I'm gonna try to find a hat. If I find the time to go to a store, Jesus. Okay, gotta find time tomorrow to go get a hat.
I did get a lot of compliments on the hat, which was I was surprised. I was like,
Hey, you look good in it.
oh,
you
thank
did.
you. I appreciate that.
I
Appreciate that.
know.
It hides my giant forehead. No, I'm playing.
All right, I'm turning off the stream. Go say hi
Okay.
to Dark, guys. We'll see you
Okay.
tomorrow. We're
See you guys
stuck-
tomorrow.